Team's very good. And the rain really coming down here now, Josh.
Oh, man. Well, hopefully this is a quick one. We seem to be okay down here. I'm going to creep up under this big umbrella by the computer and hold on to it.
Yeah, it's really coming down here now. And boy, oh boy.
Yeah, let's... Well, I have a Hawaiian shirt on, and
that will
running off the field here.
Yep. So we're going to dip our our umbrella down here a little bit more to make sure everything stays safe. But make sure you stay tuned here on High Top Sports Network. We'll be right back. And welcome back.
Oh, baby.
For those that are with us, thank you so much. We are both soaked. Luckily, our equipment is dry, and that's more important. Thank you for sticking with us. This crew here has been working quite frantically to try to get this field dry.
Well, we went off at about 2:58 is when I looked at my clock as we were getting soaked. And so that's about 42 minutes.
Boy, oh boy, the Wolves are fired up. I'm pretty sure Christian Sharp just did a robot. Whatever it was amusing. 22-16 Wolves. That had to have been the robot.
Speed right there.
And some size as well. He had a guy chasing him down the field, and you thought he might be able to catch him being a little bit smaller in size, but give credit to Stevens there.
Yeah, I missed who got the block,
Whoa.
but it was an excellent block too.
Oh, wait. They called that good?
That's good.
That was really close. It definitely hit the upright, and I thought came straight down.
I was trying to look back on the replay to see who got the block to give credit there to set him up, but I'll look at the replay for this field goal. If
Oh, boy.
you want to talk about that play a little bit more while
Oh,
I
man.
go back and see what happened here.
Oh, right in the numbers. What a great drive for Teska and the Golden Lions.
Tuska Dowd in on the money with the kicks up, and the kick is less controversial. This right down the middle.
Yeah, that one was definitely through. The other one, I'm going to stick to my guns here. I definitely think the whole crowd here, along with us, have been hoodwinked.
I mean,
I've never seen a ball hit the upright that square, come back and still get in somehow. Unless it was hit with like a 100-mile-an-hour gust of wind coming from the south. That's I don't have an explanation. I apologize for that.
yeah, it really just straight down.
Boggles the mind. It does.
I mean,
I just further evidence that we're living in a simulation.
man, this is all video games. Yeah, so we're about to kick it off here. Gonna try to get back.
My eyes totally deceived me there. I have really nothing else to say. But to your point, yeah, that's number 29, our guy. I was giving number 73 a shout out there. That's Aiden Thomas. You never get to call those big guys' names too much, so I want to give Aiden Thomas a shout out.
Gonna have a sweep around to Johnson. He's going to get a solid 5 yards there.
Yeah, he was wrapped up by number 9, Matthew Wallace, the second, or junior, whichever you prefer.
Whichever we have listed is what I'll go with. I mean,
That is junior.
just junior. I'll roll with junior. But I do like the second call. Maybe there'll be a third. You're just
Hopefully no time soon.
yeah, no time soon. You're right. You're right. Oh man, down the line, you know.
Yeah, way down the line here. Matthew, I hope when you watch this rebroadcast, take what we just said to heart. Wait a while, player.
So we have a handoff to Frazier. He's going to try to spin out of attack.
Believe it or not, there's a final out there already.
Wow.
And it's not a game that anybody probably around here cares much about, but Cambria Heights defeated United 42-0 in a Heritage Conference clash. Those of you that even know where that is.
A quick GG there. As we got
I would imagine they had a running clock.
I would imagine as well. It almost feels like they should have an early start time too on that one. It just seems early.
I would like to see football games start earlier anyways. I think like a 6 o'clock start would be. There's some young kids out here. There's some old kids out here. Some old people. We gotta get to bed too. I want to get to bed. I'm old.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't get to go to bed till about 8:30 tomorrow morning.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Let's get you some a couple cups of coffee and maybe a Red Bull.
Yeah, that'll keep me going. And we have a handoff to. And is that the change momentum that the Golden Lions need to get their prowess back?
Speaking of prowess, that lion mascot down there that's actually hanging out with the opposing team's cheerleaders, shout out to that guy. He is a lion hanging out with the Greensburg-Salem cheerleaders. That's impressive.
Huh. Oh, would you look at that?
I guess the whole group of cheerleaders
Yeah, it
are
looks
all
like
hanging out
both teams'
together.
cheerleaders are there.
But that lion is excited, and I like him. Jake, thank you for getting that in focus there. He's a hit there with everybody.
That is a golden lion.
That is. Shout out to that guy.
Not
Hope
a-
he watched the rebroadcast and heard us singing his praises.
My Honolulu blue lion.
Logan means business.
Logan always means business down there on camera for us. Logan, when you're coming to the gym with a Peterbilt hat on, nothing says business like that, my man. Got to play him in high school as well because Marion Center played in the Punxsutawney Christmas tournament. Line drive there, oh boy. Looked like one of your drives on the golf course, Sean. That was a bullet.
We're talking Major League catchers here. You sure we just saw an MLB pitcher right there?
Yeah, that was like a Justin Verlander 2007 fastball. It's the team that's going to come out with the victory. Nice jump stop shot at the free throw line, banking it home. Nico, you said it last time. What time is it? It's about 7:30.
The
Guess
bank is open.
what? Still open. Nice shot there by McConnell. 4:30.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, that's hot. Help me out here, Todd. Thank you.
Okay, we apologize for the wind. It is chilly up here in Loretto, PA. Josh had to go get me a shirt at Dollar General.
Nope, Family Dollar.
Oh, Family Dollar, excuse me.
they didn't have one at Dollar General, only shorts and t-shirts.
High fly ball out to left field, but able to camp under it was the left fielder, Sophie Mitchell, for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down for the Riverhawks here in the second inning. But yeah, I like to think I'm styling and profiling, Josh.
That's right.
With this,
like Ric Flair.
Yes, very much so.
You give us a woo.
Woo.
That's not how Ric Flair does it. Come on.
I don't know if people out there would appreciate me wooing right now.
Well, it is cold enough to woo. Maybe that'll warm us up.
Yeah, right. Into
Hand off to Lang. Lang started by Ross. Screen set. Switch on it, so he's got Matthews. Porco's going to put up the 3, and Porco drains it. Oh, my. Barrow, Porco. Let me see you dance. Yeah. All right, Porco up to 8 points in this game. A game-high 8 points at this point for Gasparo Porco, looking for the answer. Yuck. There's a 3 deep. My man. The one, the only Gasparo Porco. My man knocking down the 3s today. Porco with a pretty stroke, not hesitant at all. And nails it. But the no good rebound brought in by J.J. Zabalski. This is Porco's night to shine. Every night is Porco's night to shine. In the lane and a nice move.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Test. Check. Home run. Check. Test.
T-shirt. Joe's gonna grab his mask. It's tied up in some cords. Uh-oh. I think he's freed up.
All right. Sometimes you need 2 pieces of metal to stay together. All right. And when that's the case, there is only one place. And if you go anywhere else, you're insane. But if you need what I just mentioned to be done for you personally, you go to the folks at AE Rican Welding. Fabrication as well. Just the best in the business, Jerry. They do it all, and they do it right, and they do it well.
Exceed your expectations. Contact Fradigans Incorporated today at 724-548-7654.
Man, Josh, do I love
good
Smash
rebound
Mouth.
brought in.
Oh, man.
By
Did you
JJ
see that guy?
Smolsky.
I did. I don't. We don't want to talk about it. I did.
Every night.
Folks out there, if you're really interested, Google Smash Mouth's recent concert. Good stuff.
Gentlemen, and welcome.
Bushy
welcome.
Madness.
Test,
Every
test,
Wednesday,
check,
hand
check.
rolls for just
Home run,
$5.
home run.
Pick
Check,
up a
check,
homemade
check,
grab-and-go
test,
meal,
test,
take
test.
home a delicious custom hoagie, and remember to check out their Facebook page, too.
Hashtag save on
Joe's
meat.
Grab his mask. Oh, man, hitting the high notes here.
Uh-oh.
Out of the timeout. I think he's freed up. Served by Kaplan.
Fallout Boy now the musical artist.
Sometimes you need
Jake, a
two pieces of
huge
metal
Fallout Boy
together.
fan sitting to my right.
And when that's
Jake
the
actually
case,
headbanging
there's
that
only one place. If you go
lustrous
anywhere else, you're
mane
insane.
that
Oh
he's
my
been
God.
rocking.
Unbelievable.
What I just
Jake
mentioned.
has not cut his
He's
hair.
got to be super excited.
You go to the folks
Not
at
cut his hair in
AE
months. He
Freaking Welding,
vows not to cut it
fabrication as
until
well. Just
January
the best
1st at
in
the minimum.
business,
Today,
Jerry.
there was
They
talk
do
of
it
even
all,
March.
and they do it right, and they do it well.
I cut my sideburns.
You did cut your sideburns.
Had public appearance
today.
It'll look half decent. I have not cut my hair as long as Jake, but he hasn't. I have a problem. He doesn't, and that's mine's going away.
Oh man, did you see that guy?
I did.
Well, I have cut my hair because I will look like a crazy person if I try to
Oh, you're really interested. Google Smash Mouth's recent.
dance into a little pit bull there between sets, Joe.
I know. I'm a big fan of the pit bull.
Just $5.
Mr.
Worldwide.
Yeah, Dolly.
Check out their Facebook page too.
I believe it, as the kids say.
Dolly. Out of the timeout. I think he's free to get set up. And Williams able to put it down.
Musical artist. Jake,
We got a timeout
sitting to my right.
here. Actually taken by Melinda Osterling and Russian Open.
Coach O.T.O.
Coach O. T.O. Not to be confused with Terrell
I'm going to be
Owens.
super excited. But
Not
back to
cut his hair
pitbull
in
for a
months.
second.
He vows not to cut it. I mean, until
Liz in Miami.
January 1st at the
Mold
minimum.
it.
Today, there was talk
ton
of
of money.
March.
And they do it right.
Probably a
No
huge
wrong with any of those things.
Huge house in Miami.
Yeah, anything wrong with any of those?
Probably got a real nice pool.
Half decent. I have not cut my hair as long as Jake.
Lovely wife. Probably a good-looking car collection.
That's mine's going away. That's what I'm saying.
He doesn't seem like a guy that wears a lot of jewelry, though. He's just kind of more like
Sunglasses. He really rocks the sunglasses.
crazy person.
I don't think I've ever seen Pitbull's eyeballs.
No, that's true. That's a good point. But you know what? He's like this guy that wears the tight
know.
tailored
I'm a big
suits
fan
with
of
like
the
the open, dress shirt underneath that. You know, like he doesn't need all the gold. You know, he's not really a rapper. He's more of like a pop star. He doesn't really need all the gold chains and the rings and stuff like that. He's just Pitbull. Set up. A nice pair of Gucci shades, Gucci belt.
Wear them inside. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. Here, I'm sure his house is well lit.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, you want me? You need me to do the reek and read?
I mean, I figure you should go for it.
All right. So here's how it works. Sometimes two things can be separate, not one. But sometimes you want those separate things to be one. And when that's the case, especially when it's metal and you want it to be permanent, you go to the folks at AE Reek and Welding. Jeff, Drew, calm, ask for those guys. No matter your problem, big or small, I'm almost certain those guys will have a solution for you. Again, metal. Need it to be together? They do that. AE Reek and Welding. Give them the number, Josh.
AE Reek and Welding, a leader. Side of the court. And that's about the easiest ace Macy Sardone will ever get.
Before we put a bow on the Pitbull topic, did you think that guy has a bad day?
No, not at all.
I don't think so either.
I think waking up being Pitbull is just an all right gig.
Yeah. Good evening and welcome to Armstrong Junior Senior High School. We are here for a much anticipated matchup between the Armstrong Riverhawks and the Aliquippa Quips. My name is Joe Rhodes. Joining me tonight is Doug Flanders here at Armstrong Junior Senior High School. And, got a little late start here, but we're here. We're happy to be here and certainly glad to have you with us.
And I'm excited to see what the Quips bring, what kind of formidable force they are. They have won 18 Whippeal titles, Joe. And to see a team like this on Armstrong's field is pretty exciting.
That's a Doug Flanders type pace right there. For those that don't know that voice, he is a two-time defending state championship game coach, Doug Flanders. And he also can talk about sports too. So glad to have your insight here as always, Doug. Great game. You don't really see a game like this in Armstrong County these days anymore. And two 4A teams, even though we all know that Aliquippa probably shouldn't be, but nonetheless, that will be the case, and they will kick off the Riverhawks to receive here to begin this one here on this Richard G. Snyder YMCA game night on High Top Sports Network.
Just a great exhibition game here for Armstrong. You're bringing in a defending state champion, number 1 in the state, and number 5 in the nation, Joe.
Number 5.
Just crazy. Absolutely crazy.
I want to know how they rank that. Is there somebody that goes state to state and actually watches these teams?
Yeah, that's a good question. You know, the Quips are out of Section 1, Armstrong out of Section 2. This is exactly what you want for an exhibition game.
And past the 25-yard line, a pile there right at the 26-yard line where the Riverhawks will begin the game on offense. And Caden Olson obviously seems to be the story every single night. Doug, the story once again, how can he fare against this highly touted Aliquippa defense? Certainly, as I said to the guy to my right, Aaron Lehman on camera, there's a really good chance there's somebody who's going to go to the NFL wearing a white jersey right now.
Absolutely. I don't know if you watched that Pitt game last night, but Devonshire with the big pick 6. He's an Aliquippa alum.
Two receivers at the bottom of the screen. Olson hands it off right up the middle. A nice little gain there for first down to the 30. Called a gain of 4. So Aliquippa kind of looking like they were expecting pass there, and can't blame him with the numbers that Caden Olson has put up. I believe he was the 3rd leading passer in week 0, Doug.
Well,
in the Whippeal.
He's won the Willie Thrower Award, Joe, and he's going for 5,000 career yards in this game here tonight. He's real close. So let's see if Caden can get it.
Little option play. He's going to hold on to it. He's going to cut it back towards the middle of the field and be brought down around the 34-yard line. So back-to-back, just about 4-yard gains here, Doug. It'll set up a 3rd down, and we'll call it a long 2.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see what the line can do here, Joe. You know, you don't get a bigger line than what you see here from Aliquippa, so it's important that Armstrong wins that line of scrimmage and gives Caden time to do his thing.
I feel bad for their mom's grocery bill.
I don't even want to see that number.
Olson barking out the calls, looks to his right, 2 receivers down at the bottom. One is his brother, Ian. He's looking Ian's way. This one instead he's going to throw it short, check down, right at the sticks, and they're going to say good enough for the first down. Maybe a little bit generous, but Dozik's a blocky. Big catch there, and the thing about Dozik, I don't know, Doug, if you saw in the hurry-up offense here from the Riverhawks, right back to it, but Dozik was expecting maybe a little less play on the offensive side of the ball, Doug, and right there coming up with a huge 3rd down catch. So yeah. Dozik, maybe a defensive guy, but still able to do it on the offensive end.
Love what Armstrong's doing here. They're trying to set the tempo, Joe, keep Aliquippa on the field. This is Aliquippa's first game where the Riverhawks have already had 1 win.
And wrapped up and brought down there was Patton, but still a little bit of a gain after getting pushed back. So I agree, Doug. I like what the Riverhawks are doing, keeping that tempo up. One thing that you can do against a bigger guy is make him run a lot.
Yeah.
And that is what's happening. As my cross-country coach stands to my right, you know, that's what I always did. How can you avoid getting beat up by the big guy? You run away. Ball snap, fakes the handoff. Olson's going to go back to Patton, who he faked the handoff to, and he's going to be hit and then brought down around the 38-yard line, which is the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it's nice to see, you know, Armstrong get that first down. Now they're in their first 3rd and long here, 3rd and 9. So important if they can convert here and keep this drive moving.
And Doug, I was going to ask you, from the coach's perspective, is it benefit Aliquippa that you didn't play last week? Is it maybe just not kind of a non-issue? How do you see that?
Yeah. If it was an inexperienced team, I would say that's definitely an issue, but not with Aliquippa. You know, they're returning 6 All-State players, Joe.
6. Olsen looking to his left, 3 receivers to that side. He throws this one up, and that one's errant and over the head of a defender of Aliquippa. That was number 9, Brandon Banks. And that will bring up 4th down. So the Riverhawks with a little bit of momentum there to begin, Doug, and that quickly being clamped down on by the Quips.
Yeah, you know, Armstrong trying to hit Aliquippa, maybe some different things that they haven't seen. They played Valley last week. Probably didn't show a lot. Maybe try to get Aliquippa here in the first game a little tired out. We'll see.
And punt gets off. A little bit of a sidewall. We're going towards the near sideline and out of bounds. See where this one's marked at the 38. So not terrible, but not great field field position for the Aliquippa Quips, who will have the ball for the first time here tonight on this Richard G. Snyder YMCA game night on High Top Sports Network. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
Hi, I'm Dr. DeMond, owner of DeMond Chiropractic, the 3rd generation chiropractic clinic located in McGrann, Pennsylvania. Founded in 1947 by my grandfather, John R. DeMond Sr. We would love to help you achieve your healthcare goal.
And we're back. Handoff here. First play. We had to cut our friend Justin DeMond off, and he keeps going, moving those legs, and he's still going down to the Armstrong 45-yard line. That's somebody that we had marked to watch in this one, Doug, and making his presence felt right away.
How funny is it that Tyquay Hayes, he's only a sophomore, Joe, but he is their horse. And right up the gut and got them legs moving. He's tough to bring down, only a sophomore.
And he's going to get another chance here, wrapped up at the legs by number 1. Doug hoarding all the rosters over here. That was Kyan Klein with a nice wrap up, but not after a 6-yard gain by the aforementioned tailback for
Tyquay Hayes.
Yeah, Tyquay Hayes. That's a fun
There
name.
he is.
He's going to get it again. Meets a little bit of traffic, but keeps those legs moving. He's going to be right around that first down marker. So some good push by this Aliquippa offensive line. Doug, we expected that coming into this with the size and certainly some experience there as well. This team bringing a lot of the players back from that state championship a year ago.
Nothing fancy here, Joe. Just give the ball to your horse and run right up the gut and try to overpower him with that big size that Aliquippa has.
So fresh set of downs for the visitors. The visitors are technically the visitors all year, Doug, if you heard. They're home, the pit, under construction this year, so they will basically be playing a road game every week this season. Another run right up the middle here. Again, good push by the Aliquippa offensive line. Give him a run of about 3 yards. Make it 2nd and 7 here, 7:56 remaining in quarter number 1.
Yeah, you know, road warriors, that's what Aliquippa is going to be this year, Joe. And they're used to traveling all over the state and winning championships, so nothing new for them.
Yeah, going on the road is, I don't want to say an easy task. It's never easy for anyone, but if anybody's made it look easy, it's been these Aliquippa Quips. Fake handoff on that little end around. Move out to his left and shake a defender. That was Olsen who he shook off. And a nice gain there by Quentin Good, the quarterback. Some nice moves there as he got outside, and the sticks will once again move. So another nice job by the Quips to move the sticks, and closing in on the end zone here, Doug.
Yeah, they're approaching the red zone. You know, tough to stop this machine that Aliquippa has. You know, a single double-A school playing up in 4A, Joe, but that has not stopped Aliquippa.
And it's not been anything fancy, really. It's been just kind of smash-mouth football, run it up the middle and let those big guys up front do what they do best. And that's going to be the case again here as Hayes goes right off his right guard, but is quickly wrapped up there by a duo of Riverhawks led by Dozick Zablocki.
You know, Aliquippa, Joe, is just littered with tradition. You know, you have all kind of college athletes. You have NFL players all through the roster. You know, my favorite probably Darrell Rivas. You know what I mean?
One of
played
my
at
favorites
Pitt,
as well.
played for the Jets, and you know, Aliquippa. That's what I think of. You know, I always like to watch that Monday Night Football, Joe. and they would all.
Hi, I'm Dr. DeMond, owner of DeMond Chiropractic, third generation.
So fresh set of downs here. Score 0-0, 6:46, but Aliquippa driving, throws this one out in the flat, breaks a tackle, and then gets down and knocked out of bounds around the 9-yard line, does number 9, Brandon Banks, another one of those guys that we had marked to watch for here, Doug.
Yeah. You know, and you're just seeing some missed tackles. You know, it's not like Armstrong was out of position there, but they weren't able to bring the guy down.
So the Quips now with a 1st and goal. I guess the silver lining here, Doug, is it's far away from the goal line.
Maybe a illegal procedure here, maybe, Joe. Back them up.
You know, I mean, it's always nice to kind of be as far outside when you get that 1st and goal.
Yeah.
The Quips driving here in momentum, seemingly on their side right now. Here as we hit the midpoint of the first quarter, Aliquippa Armstrong here on this Friday night.
Oh, it's against
Week
Armstrong,
1.
Joe.
Yeah, the Riverhawks guilty of the infraction. I'm going to say neutral zone infraction, I believe, Doug. So that's something. Aliquippa doing a good enough job getting the yards on their own. You don't want to give them any here, especially in this part of the field. Quick handoff to Hayes. Hayes bounces off his own man, and then there to wrap him up quickly was number 6 for the Riverhawks, Jackson Chrisman. Great job there.
Yeah, Jackson Chrisman, you know, one of the seniors on this team. He needs to make his presence felt. He needs to lead these Riverhawks on defense and tackle Hayes, and he just did just that, Joe. He went low and grabbed the legs and brought him to the ground.
And it's almost like you can tell that that's what the staff of Armstrong has told their guys. You want to go low. When you try to arm tackle him and get up high on somebody like Hayes, he's going to just kind of throw you to the ground. So the Riverhawks on the last few plays seemingly going low, but here's Hayes outside. Once again, the Riverhawks, a nice job, and who else but the aforementioned Jackson Chrisman, there to tackle him again. Almost a horse collar, it looked like, Doug.
Yeah, it did. Tyquan Hayes, 203 pounds, Joe, sophomore. Yeah, so he's a big horse. Third and long here. 3rd and 6. So we need a big stop here if you're an Armstrong fan.
Quips on the right hash here. They got 3 receivers there to the bottom of the screen. Not really using the pass game here thus far, but they will here. Thrown to the corner, open and over his head, off the fingertips, just a little bit high on the pass from Quentin Good over the head of number 15, Harrison Walker, the sophomore. And that's the thing, we talk about all these returning players. I feel like we're bringing up a lot of underclassmen here so far too, Doug, for these Aliquippa Quips.
Armstrong very fortunate there, Joe. You know, ran a little out pattern to the end zone, and he was open. The quarterback just overshot him. So 4th down, and Aliquippa setting up for a field goal. Interesting, Joe.
Yeah, we just looked at each other in kind of a surprise there. But not what I would expect from a team that's able to put up points. A lot of 30-point games last year, Doug, looking up and down their results. Oh, and the Riverhawks might have jumped a hard snap and looked like it was number 35 or number 30 for the Riverhawks, can't tell.
They may go for it now, Joe. They're going to change their mind.
So another penalty against the Riverhawks here deep in their own territory, not what you want to do. And as a result, as you mentioned there, Doug, they're going to bring the offense back out on the field. Ball spotted at the 2-yard line, so a 4th and goal. Good's going to get under center, 2 men in the backfield. He's going to hand it to the back man, which is Hayes, and Hayes is going to plow forward for the score. So just like that, you were thinking about maybe limiting Aliquippa to 3. Instead, they get 6.
You know, I was about ready to say, Joe, 3 is a win. I really feel like 3 would have been a win for Armstrong, you know. But the penalty, and I like Aliquippa's aggressiveness. You know, let's bring the offense back out and just pound it with our horse.
Great blocking there. Hayes reaching quite easily. Offensive line doing a great job here in this first quarter ahead of him. And now the extra point attempt coming up for the Quips. Ball on up and good by Good, and that gives the Aliquippa Quips the early 7-0 lead here on High Top Sports Network on this Richard G. Snyder YMCA game night. Doug, give me your early thoughts here. kind of a little bit of what we expected and maybe a little bit of what we didn't.
Yeah, Armstrong showed some resistance there, which I liked, No big plays. Obviously, when you play in Aliquippa, you don't want to give up any big plays. And just a few penalties there, and it cost the Hawks at least 4 there, from a 3 to a 7. I don't think Aliquippa's strength is kicking field goals, Joe. So if Armstrong could make them do that, they have to feel really good about where they would be.
Yes, indeed. And regardless of what sport it is, Doug, be it basketball, football, softball, you want to see a response here from Armstrong. You want to see how they handle that drive from the Quips, who basically just sort of played old school football with them on that drive, just sort of pounding it in the middle and going behind their horse, as you said. So that's the part I think we expected. I think what we didn't was some of those just miscues deep in their own territory by the Riverhawks.
Yeah. You're going to have adversity, Joe, especially when you play in Aliquippa. And, the Riverhawks have a little bit now, down 7-0. But let's respawn now. Let's get it together. Let's show them that we're here to play.
So 7-0 Aliquippa. They're going to kick off. Armstrong looking for their second offensive possession of the game. So far it's going to hop and be brought in by Olsen. Going to try to cut back, but he's going to be gang tackled here by a group of Quips right around the, they're going to give him a generous spot there right at the 20, and that's where his brother Caden Olsen and company will take over for possession number 2.
Yeah, Caden, he's going to be the leader. He's not going to be intimidated at all by Aliquippa. He's going to come out and do what he needs to do, and just need the Riverhawks to make some plays.
Yeah, I like that up-tempo offense they showed in that first possession, Doug. And I think that's maybe something they should consider here moving forward. Like you said, a lot of big guys there up front, and get them a little winded.
Yeah, let's spread them out, Joe. Let's spread them out and use our weapons here.
And they will spread it out here. Doug on first down, man in motion of the 4 receivers, and Olsen not looking for it. He's going to try to pick this dive up, but he can't handle it. He does, I think, get on top of it. And just shy of the end zone is Caden Olsen there. Miscommunication clearly. He wasn't even looking anywhere in the direction of the center when it was snapped, and luckily he was athletic enough to go back and get it before it traveled into the end zone, but now it's going to be a second and very long.
Luckily that did not go into the end zone, Joe. So, tough. I don't know what kind of play you draw up here in 2nd and 28.
A good one. That's what kind, Doug. Olsen in the gun again, 4 receivers, just as the case was the last play. Man in the backfield with him is Patton. Fakes the handoff to Patton. Now he's going to throw down the sideline. He has a step, and there was a little bit of contact, but nothing worth throwing a flag on there on the coverage was Nate Lindsey-Gill. But it looked like Connor Jacobs had a step there for a moment, Doug, but just unable to kind of stay in stride with that Caden Olsen pass.
Yeah, Caden's got the arm. That's one thing we can do is go deep here. So I guess what play you draw up on 2nd 28 is just give him an old-fashioned go and throw it up there and let him run under it. Almost worked.
So a 3rd and 28. 4:21 left here, first quarter. Second offensive possession for the Riverhawks. Olsen in the gun. Fakes the handoff again. Little pump fake. Now he's going to go back down the sideline. This one high.
Throw it! Throw it!
There it is.
And taunting.
Wow.
And that's what that is. It wasn't going to be on the hit itself. I think that's going to be a taunting call against number 21, if I'm not mistaken, Donovan Walker.
Well, regardless, Joe, that was pass interference. I mean, that guy came up and just hit him way early. So, yeah, I don't know if they called that or called the taunt, but either way, that was definitely an infraction on Aliquippa.
Yeah, Doug, I'm going to guess just simply because of how late that flag came in and Walker's reaction, kind of standing over and gesturing towards the down Armstrong player, Jack Valasek.
Yep, unsportsmanlike. You're right, Joe. So big mistake there by the Quips. 3rd and 28 that was, Joe. They just gave us a first down.
Yep, so those are the kind of things, if you're Armstrong, take advantage of that when you can. Get some kind of out of the shadow of their own end zone after that bad snap to begin this possession. And the unsportsmanlike conduct call against number 21, Donovan Walker, the senior, sets the Riverhawks up at the 16, called maybe the 17-yard line here. with a fresh set of downs, Doug. So a big break there for the Riverhawks, who were, it was a 3rd and 28.
Unbelievable. Just what are you doing? Yeah.
So the Riverhawks are going to keep spreading it out here. 3 guys to the bottom of this near side. 1 man at the top. That's Isaiah Brown, I do believe. Haven't called his name yet, but imagine it's only a matter of time until. There's a fake. Olsen's going to throw. There's his brother over the middle. Nice pass, nice catch. And I think he's going to be over, good enough for the first down. Nice job there by Ian Olsen. That's a guy I think to watch this year, Doug. Taking maybe a big step, kind of getting a little more mature.
Yeah, Ian's a great kid. He's a sophomore. Last year he was able to get his feet wet in football and in basketball. Looking for big things out of him this year, and he's already proving that. So just really rooting for Ian, Caden and Ian got that brotherly connection.
So Ian got most valuable player at a basketball tournament recently. It was a kind of a showcase, so good for him there.
I like it.
There's a nice spin move by Olsen. And we saw that how many times last year, Doug, just able to bounce off guys. Sneakishly athletic, and that's the one thing about it. Coach Frank Fabian told us recently in an interview that, people don't think he's athletic. They think he's just kind of long and lengthy. Well, he's a 21-11 guy in basketball.
Yeah, Armstrong trying to go no huddle there real quick, and Aliquippa was trying to substitute late getting off the field, but Aliquippa was able to get a timeout. So that's something to watch for, Joe. I told you, if we can wear these guys down, make them run, might be able to catch them before they're ready.
Yeah, that seems to be the recipe for success. When the Riverhawks have been able to get notable amounts of yards, it's been when they've kept that tempo up. But it's about sustaining that. That's going to be the thing for the Riverhawks here tonight, Doug. Can they keep sustaining these drives like this? You can't let them sort of spoil out like the last one. You got a first down, and then you went basically after that first down, you went 3 and out.
Yeah, you don't want them to run away and hide, Joe. You got to keep this game close as long as you can. You got to take advantage of this big, unsportsmanlike. The drive should have been stopped, but it's important that Armstrong capitalize on the mistakes that Aliquippa makes.
I want to mention to stay tuned for the halftime show here on High Top Sports Network. We feature the band performance, as that's a major part of the festivities here on Friday night, so make sure you stay tuned for that.
This is a big game across the Whitfield, Joe. This ended up being the Steelers' game of the week. The Steeler long snapper was here before the game, Steely McBeam. So, got a big crowd here.
I mean, if you're going to have me pick 2 things from the Steelers organization to have here, it's going to be the long snapper and it's going to be Steely.
There you go. I mean, you couldn't pick 2 better people to be here, right?
Art Rooney, Mike Tomlin. Who needs him? I want Steely. Here's a nice job by.
Nice fake.
Yeah, that's Caden Olsen just being sort of deceptive with that handoff. You saw Patton get wrapped up there as if the tackler was convinced he had it, but Olsen again doing an excellent job there. And Riverhawks right back up to the line of scrimmage here. 3:15 remaining, first quarter. Riverhawks getting a little bit of momentum after that unsportsmanlike. Here's the pitch on the option play. Outside is Patton. Patton passed the 45 down at the 47-yard line.
78. No, he's still down. 56 something.
Yeah, a little ball control here by Armstrong. Keep the chains moving. Don't get yourself in long yardage situations. Aliquippa on these tackles, they're like pushing the envelope here, Joe. They're right on the brink of getting personal fouls, and there's a fine line. You want to go and play hard and go up to that line and not cross it, and they're doing it for the most part.
They probably come into a place like this and they know that they're. Most weeks, everybody's Super Bowl. Everybody's looking and marking that on their schedule. We talked to a lot of these Armstrong guys prior to the schedule, way in advance of this game, Doug, and it's something they circled. It's only the second week of the season, but a week 1 matchup. So, I'm sure they're used to teams kind of not looking for it at all. Was the intended receiver there? Olsen trying to find, I believe that was number 10, if I'm not mistaken, Doug.
Yep.
That was Joe Bartolowitz, the intended receiver.
Yeah, it's not like they haven't had guys open, Joe, but maybe he's just thrown it a little faster than the receivers are expecting, but they're not on the same page. Very fortunate that was not picked off.
Riverhawks doing that on a couple occasions, most notably that snap that
Nice call.
Yep, there's a nice
Go.
job.
House.
There's a wide
House.
open sideline. Here's a chance, but the speedy number 21 able to catch up, and that was the aforementioned Donovan Walker, who is able to wrap up Patton, but not after a huge gain that sets the Riverhawks up at the 5-yard line. And Doug, they're not content with taking their time. They're going to get right back up to the line of scrimmage. These big guys can't get off the field, and they're going to have enough time. Oh, they're still, that's just still.
Yeah, see, what you're seeing here, Joe, is Armstrong going no huddle. Aliquippa's trying to substitute. They can't get it, but Armstrong was not lined up correctly. However, you don't even need to be. You know, just snap the ball, get your 5 yards.
As long as you're not in a legal formation,
right,
essentially.
Right.
Yeah, and Doug, that's the thing about it. What this is doing right now, and if you're Aliquippa, this game is a game. You want to win it, but it's kind of showing something about them that's going to tell other teams moving forward. Maybe this is the recipe how to kind of keep a Aliquippa team off balance, and that's up tempo. Keep those guys up front coming on and off the field. And right now, you're seeing the Armstrong Riverhawks, who just last year won their first ever playoff game, moving the ball down the field here quite nicely. And again, you said it there, Doug. Nice play call, throwing that little screen out to Patton out in the flat, and looked like he was he had pay dirt, but the speedy Walker able to track him down at the 5-yard line.
Yeah, that's 2 timeouts that Aliquippa's had to use here in the first quarter. And Aliquippa just got caught with the hand in the cookie jar, Joe. I mean, they all came running in on Caden and hit Patton, and there was nobody around. And we saw that right away, and Patton had a convoy, but only the speed prevented the touchdown of Aliquippa for Aliquippa. First and goal, though. Let's punch it in.
So first and goal, 5-yard line. Riverhawks still driving after that unsportsmanlike conduct on a 3rd and 28 deep in their own territory. And another flag against the Riverhawks.
No, that was a timeout, Joe.
Oh, so a timeout. So we too will take a timeout here, Doug. On High Top Sports Network, want to take an opportunity to thank one of our wonderful sponsors. Again, we thank them so much. We ask that when you have a need for one of their goods or services, you go to them first, as they are supporting your local student athletes, and one of which is tonight's title sponsor, the Richard G. Snyder YMCA. If you're an athlete looking for the best in personalized training to help you dominate your sport, look no further than the Richard G. Snyder YMCA in Katanning. The Y offers advanced equipment and techniques to help you reach the top of your game. Check out the newly remodeled annex, complete with turf, a golf simulator, Doug. I know you're probably there a lot. That features some of the best courses like Pebble Beach, St. Andrews, and plenty of new equipment, which will help you maximize your potential and reach your fitness goals. The Y offers programs for all ages, as well as several youth sports programs and swimming lessons. So check out their virtual fitness portal at rgsymca.org or call 724-545-9622. We thank the fine folks there. Olsen's going to throw that little hook route, and he brought down, though, pretty quickly by 2 Quips. Olsen able to connect with Bartolowicz, but that closing speed by the Quips on display there, Doug.
Yeah, the speed is just amazing. You know, I saw that play develop. He was wide open. He makes the catch. You think he's going to spin and get in the end zone, and he just gets engulfed by Aliquippa.
So a 2nd down and goal. Ball at the 4-yard line. Olsen signaling to his mates on offense. Bobbles the snap a little bit. He gets rid of it, throws, tipped, and luckily that one lands incomplete. 2 Quips stood between Caden Olsen and his intended target there, Dosick Zablocki. Lucky not to get that one taken away, and they'll bring up 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, just a little confusion there, Joe, lining up. You could tell that just was not smooth, you know, and you need to have everything clicking here if you're going to score an Aliquippa. The timing is important.
1:43 left. A very eventful first quarter, needless to say here. Aliquippa able to punch it in on a long, methodical drive, kind of just playing old school football, as I said earlier. Now the Riverhawks with a chance to get on the scoreboard here on the 3rd down, throwing it up, and it's brought in! Nice job there by who else? Dosick Zablocki.
What a
and
huge
a flag.
play.
And this is going to be after the play too, Doug. You better hope this isn't against the Riverhawks.
Yeah, great play there by Caden. He led his receiver. He threw it away from the Aliquippa defender, and Dozick able to bring his big paws on it and haul it in,
and
Joe.
As nice of a play as that was, Doug, by Caden Olson, even better play by Zablocki. He kind of used his back as a screen, keeping the defender sort of away from him. It's like when you're driving to the hoop and your teammate kind of boxes a guy out so you can get kind of to the lane and get to the hoop. It's sort of similar. As Zablocki kind of stopped where he was, kind of put his arms out and allowed the space to be there for Olson to sneak that one in, and the flag is going to go against Aliquippa.
Wow. Yeah, Dozick doesn't play basketball, Joe, but maybe he should.
Wow. Just the body control there and a smart heads-up play, a high IQ play there by Dozick Zablocki.
So the foul's against Aliquippa. Now, does Armstrong try to go for two here? Let's see.
It looks like Olson, he's the holder, so we don't know for sure, Doug. We'll see. It looks like he's standing up, but it looks like kicker will come out now.
Yeah. I like the aggressiveness, though. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing it. It looks like they are going to line up for the extra point. Yes, sir, Joe. We got a brand new ball game with 1:39 to play. Just what the doctor ordered. Armstrong able to capitalize on the big personal foul from Aliquippa. So that's what you have to do when you get some mistakes. You got to make it count. If you'd have told me, if you'd told Frank Fabian it'd be tied with 1:39 left in the first, I'd say he'd take it, Joe.
And a lot of credit there to Frank Fabian, the offensive play caller, obviously, for the Riverhawks. That goes without saying. And Frank, certainly an offensive-minded guy, and gets a Caden Olson, and he was known for kind of a ground and pound kind of style of play, and then he gets a Caden Olson and able to be versatile in changing his scheme. And Riverhawks right there, a big play call there, I think, was that screen to Patton that set up that first and goal. Beautiful play call there. And I'll tell you what, you're almost going to have to be perfect tonight when it comes to play calls in a game like this, Doug. And so far, the Riverhawks kind of doing what they have to hang around and hang around. It's funny. Dozick's dad, Dave, said hello to me when I walked in. Nice to see Dave. And he goes, "This is it's like a fight against Tyson." And I thought to myself, well, somebody's got to be Sonny Liston eventually. So the Riverhawks trying to play spoiler here tonight. Tied this one up after a drive, a 99-yard drive essentially there, Doug.
Let's see if Armstrong tries something tricky here, Joe. Maybe a little onside kick. You have the ball moved up to the 45 already of Aliquippa. So, let's maybe try an onside, try to get the ball back. Let's see. No.
This one kicked deep, and it's going to be a touchback. Yeah, Doug, you're shaking your head. Your thoughts?
I would have rolled the dice there, Joe. You're already in Aliquippa territory. What's the worst thing that can happen if you onside it, right? That's what I would have done.
I can't disagree. I mean, you gave him a pretty similar field position on that last drive, and you were able to have some success on it. And you're going to have to take some gambles, too. I think that's going to be a part of this game, Doug, that there's going to be moments where you have to make a decision and maybe gamble a little bit, and the conservative route taken there. But
yeah, I like to push the envelope there when you got the momentum. Can you imagine you keep Aliquippa off the field and get out and score again?
And not to mention, too, Doug, what's the difference between setting them up at the 20 right now versus the 35?
Exactly.
So the Riverhawks on defense now after tying this one up at 7-all. Just under 2 minutes left here in the first quarter. Another nice run there by Walker. Cuts this one outside to the right and is brought down after about a gain of 6.
Yeah, he's getting by the first wave. The linebackers and the safeties are having to make the play for Armstrong. So that line needs to get it going here.
So a second down, we'll say 3 to go, 1:10 left first quarter. This one all tied, Aliquippa and Armstrong. Deadlocked at 7. Here's a little fake handoff. He's going to give it back to Walker and spin, and he's down right around the sticks, maybe just a bit short. That line judge there coming in quickly. Looked like they were just a hair behind the sticks, but it looks like they will move those sticks. And who else but Dozick Zablocki with another tackler. The team's leader last year, just picking up right where he left off this year, Doug.
Dozick making his presence felt. He's having a great first quarter here, Joe. He's all over the stat sheet, just making plays for Armstrong.
And he was one of those players that when I talked about noted this game on the schedule, he was excited, and he's showing how excited he was.
showing up big in this first quarter.
I mean, I know the players are excited. I know the coaches are excited. And, Joe, I'm excited.
Yeah, it's yeah, we don't get to cover well, I get to cover some state championship quality teams. I covered your team just a few months ago at State College when you played in the state championship. 18 seconds left here, first quarter. Snap thrown outside. Mano play. Olson's going to miss it. Cutting back and then bouncing outside where he is thrown out by Brown, I do believe, but not until a big gain by Donovan Walker. We've called his name several times here today for good and bad reasons, but Walker, nice play there.
Yeah, you know, just a quick pass, get him out in space. One-on-one, can you beat the guy or can he bring you to the turf? And that time, Aliquippa beat the man.
7 seconds left here, first quarter. Aliquippa now in Armstrong territory at the 48. Snapped here. Handoff, cutting back to the right, but wrapped up. And guess who?
Oh, man.
Dozic Zablocki in on the tackle. Like a torpedo there, Doug.
Yeah, that was just textbook, Joe. You know, a little cut one way, a little juke the other way. Doesn't fool Dozic. Right at his legs. Bring him to the turf.
And that is the end of the first quarter here at Armstrong Junior Senior High School. The score, Aliquippa 7, Armstrong 7. We'll be right back here on High Top Sports Network for second quarter action on this Richard G. Snyder YMCA game night on High Top Sports Network. For Doug Flanders, my name is Joe Rhodes. We'll be right back.
All proceeds benefit the band and football boosters.
Life doesn't slow down when the everyday aches and pains have you sidelined. So get back on the field sooner with the care of Olson Chiropractic. Dr. Ryan Olson and his staff treat a variety of conditions for patients of all ages. Don't jeopardize your quality of life and the moments along the way. Let Olson Chiropractic help you find the healthier, younger you. Call Olson Chiropractic at 724-548-1040 to schedule a consultation or see a full list of services online at olson-chiro.com.
And welcome back for second quarter action here on High Top Sports Network. The Riverhawks and the Quips tied up at 7 apiece here. Aliquippa now driving from the left to the right. The very interesting start to this game. Aliquippa with a little bit of momentum. But really, Doug, it seemed like the turning point was that unsportsmanlike call against Walker that helped the Riverhawks find the end zone and tie this one up. Here's a quick ball outside. Walker's going to pick this one off the turf. What a nice catch there, but quickly there to wrap him up at the feet. At his feet was number 88 for Armstrong, Connor Jacobs.
Yeah, really that first quarter, Joe, was all about penalties. You know, Aliquippa was lined up for a field goal, and Armstrong jumped out off sides, and then the Quips elected to go for it and punched it in. And then Armstrong was stopped, and then we had a big personal foul penalty, which enabled Armstrong to keep the drive alive after a 3rd and 28. So really penalties dictated to 7-7 in the first quarter.
A little bit of a shorter third down here, 3rd and 6. Dropping back, looking to his left. Thrown outside, wide open there. Good pass, though. Hits him right between the numbers and out of bounds for an easy textbook first down. Number 15 there on the reception. Another Walker, this one of the Arison variety.
Yeah, that was just too easy. But I know what those defenders are thinking, Joe. They're thinking, I can't get beat deep. I can't get beat deep. So, you know, if Aliquippa can stay patient, Armstrong's going to give that up. So that's what you saw there.
Aliquippa inching closer and closer to that Ryan Bowser State Farm red zone, and this is going to possibly put him in there, bouncing it outside and taken out just before he gets to the Ryan Bowser State Farm red zone is Walker, who ends up a yard short of it, taken out at the 21 it looks like there, Doug, and another nice strong run there by Donovan Walker.
Yeah, well, I think that was Tyquay Hayes,
I
Joe.
apologize. Yeah, it was Hayes.
And he's just so impressive and so tough to bring down.
Sophomore.
Only a sophomore. Jeez, how many offers does that kid have already?
I'm going to say more than you and I combined when we were his age. There's a handoff to the right. Hayes, excuse me. A nice move there. Very shifty. That first step of his, very quick, able to hit that hole. And gets about a pickup of about 4. Ball down at the 16-yard line, and Aliquippa kind of finding a rhythm similar to the one that they scored their first and only touchdown on here, Doug.
Yeah, but I like that they're limiting the big plays. I mean, I really like what Armstrong's doing. Armstrong's forcing Aliquippa to drive, and that's what the Riverhawks need to do. Nice. Beautiful. Huge play there, Joe. 88, Connor Jacobs. Again, another senior, Joe, showing some leadership out there. He's all fired up. It's going to bring third down. Let's see if Armstrong can hold them.
A big third down, too, Doug, here, 3rd and 5. 10 minutes left here in the first half of play. One that I think if I would have told you, Doug, when we first got here that it would be a tie game with 10 minutes left in the second quarter, you would have said, you good.
A little bit different from the broadcast we had last week, Joe.
A little. Yeah, we're not gonna bring up any names, but certainly a little bit of a better situation here tonight at Armstrong. A great game. The dart thrown but stripped away.
Yes.
And a nice job there. Instead of just trying to wrap up and make the tackle by number 6, Jackson Crispin, he goes and swipes that one, knocks it away for the incompletion. So a 4th down. What do you do here, Doug?
I think if you're Aliquippa, you go for it. And that's what I would do. You show that you're the dominant team here in the state of Pennsylvania, and you pick up these 5 yards. So this is a golden opportunity for the Riverhawk defense, who've showed some really nice fight here on this drive the last couple plays. And that's what they're doing. They're going for it, Joe.
So a move here. This is an interesting one, and you figure if Armstrong can stop them here, that's a huge boost to a team that's really seemingly probably feeling pretty good right now anyways. Tough play. He's down, and Armstrong turns that one over on downs. A nice play there, too. Riverhawks swarming on the quarterback, Quentin Good, and that's where the Riverhawks will take over. And Doug, we said, what a play like that can do for momentum. You seemingly have it already, and that just gives you that much more of it, Doug.
You want to talk about a play to fire up your team and fire up this crowd. And the quarterback rolled out. I thought he had a little bit of room, and then Armstrong took perfect angles there, Joe, to keep him boxed in, and there was nobody open. So you just bring the quarterback to the ground. You say, Mr. Caden Olson, come on out and lead us. And that's what they're going to do here, Joe. Great job by the Riverhawks.
Shotgun snap. Olson's going to take this one. There's a hole. He's going to get past the first layer of defenders and brought down just short of a first down. A nice direct run by number 4, Caden Olson.
You know, I almost feel like I'm watching an NFL game on Sunday when they do that delay handoff, that little draw up the middle. The only difference is Caden's just keeping it. He definitely has room there, and I really like that. I really like that play call. Got it.
And a second effort there, able to get the first down, as you mentioned there, Doug. So fresh set of downs, 8:57 left, second quarter.
Alex Patton doing what he needs to do there. A little too much dancing for my liking there, Joe, but he was able to pick a spot and get the first down.
Olson looking to the sideline. Play getting sent in to him and his offensive mates. That'll move the running back Patton to his right. Fakes the handoff to Patton. Quick screen here, and that one was read easily by the Quips. Trying to, I think, find Ian Olson there was Caden Olson, but read well by the defense.
Yeah, they were trying to be a little tricky there, Joe. Bring all this movement, 3 guys to the one side and throw back to the short side, but just thrown into traffic there. That's a tough play to try to make, and Aliquippa was all over it.
And if the other part of that's so surprising, Doug, is for Armstrong's success in keeping this one at a 7-7 game here, 8:33 left second quarter. One name we haven't really said is the standout wide receiver, Isaiah Brown. You figure if you're tied up with Aliquippa and you're staying in the game, you're going to hear his name being factored into this. But Aliquippa really blanketing him on that far side, trying to get one-on-one matchups. But they're shading over their safety a lot of times too, Doug.
Yeah. Good time out here by the Riverhawks. A little unorganized. You don't want to get in 3rd and long. So 2nd and 10 here. Use your timeout. Only 8 minutes left in the half, Joe. Hopefully Armstrong go on a drive here and maybe have the lead at the half. loving what I'm seeing so far, Joe.
Yeah, it's a fine line, Doug. You know they want to play that up-tempo game, but there's a fine line between scoring too quickly against an Aliquippa team where you're going to give them a lot of opportunity then to get the ball back and score, but you also want to have that up-tempo. You've seen it work. You know it's going to tire some of those big guys up front, and it's clearly worked. So it's a kind of a tactic that you got to kind of use wisely and pick your spots, I think.
Yeah. And don't be surprised if Armstrong sets these guys up for another screen pass, Joe. You know, they've had success on it. You got to pick your spot. Aliquippa is super aggressive, and that's how you slow down a good defensive rush with bigger guys.
Yeah.
You catch them on screen plays. Make them think about it.
Well said, Doug. And Riverhawks here with 8:33 left are driving after they were able to stop the Quips, bring down the quarterback on 4th down for a turnover on downs. So see if they can continue to capitalize on the momentum that's swung their way. Olsen going to try to get out of this one, but he goes down hard on that knee. You don't want to see that. And he's got to get rid of that sooner.
I mean, that was tough, Joe. I mean, they were on him so fast there. And Caden's a big boy, you know. He's tough to bring down. He tried to get rid of the ball, and he did, Joe. I think he was he in the grasp? Are they going to call in the grasp, or are they going to give him the incomplete pass?
Not sure. He was going down, and love that fight by Caden Olsen, still trying to get rid of it. Save every yard he can, but maybe a horse collar or unintentional grounding. I thought he was outside the hashes there, Doug. You look where he's standing right now, that's about the same area, maybe just a little more upfield where that play was made. So I'm not too sure there, but nonetheless, I don't make the calls. I certainly don't receive the paychecks to call them either.
Plus, I don't know how that's intentional grounding because when he threw it, it was deflected by the defense, Joe.
Yeah, regardless, though, I'm almost certain he was outside that hash. But your point valid as well. It for multiple reasons, it doesn't make too much sense. But nevertheless, the Riverhawks will get pushed back here, make this 3rd down that much longer.
Man, Joe,
here's the thing. It's a big break for the Riverhawks because Caden Olsen kind of getting brought down in an awkward way there on that leg of his, and that's he bounces up from a play like that. That's a big win if you're the Riverhawks. You'll take that big loss. So it's 4th down, I guess they're going to say. So you lose a loss of downs, I think, there too, Doug, looks like.
Yeah. But I thought that was only 2nd down, Joe. Wasn't that only 2nd down?
Wait, yeah,
I'm very confused on what happened there, Joe.
Yeah, I am as well. There's a tough snap low, but able to get it off a kind of a line drive. Going to be brought in. Lost! And Armstrong falls on top of it! A miscue by the Quips sets the Riverhawks up at about the 48-yard line, and these Quips seemingly giving this one to the Riverhawks, whether it's by penalty or by botched play like that, and the Riverhawks get it right back. Give credit, though, on that punt. Kind of loses the snap. Does I believe that was number 6. That, of course, Jackson Crispin, Doug. Hits that line drive punt, trying to field it. Is the deep man. He is not able to get it, and the Riverhawks pounce on it quickly. So I like that line drive kick, and I like the coverage downfield by the special teams, able to track that one down. You know.
So Joe, I really think that should have been 3rd down and not 4th down.
Yeah,
However, it breaks Armstrong's way. Like, just craziness, Joe. The fielder, the return man tried to come up and catch the ball. Armstrong, Johnny on the spot. So it ends up working out for the Riverhawks. They get out of this huge disaster again.
The room to our left was irate. They went from irate to really happy really quick, Doug. And that, of course, the Armstrong coaching staff here directly to our left. And that was bizarre. I've never just seen a down get skipped like that, Doug. It wasn't just a loss of down because, as you mentioned, it was 2nd down. So it should have been at least
3rd down.
Third down.
Take the play, yeah.
So, not sure what happened, but the Riverhawks will take it nonetheless as they head back out on the field, and a nice sight there here for Armstrong, number 15, Jack Valasek, who took a hard hit there early on in the 1st quarter, back out there in the slot.
3 in the play clock, Joe.
And
they called it.
Yep.
Good. Okay.
So not a great job there getting that play in, but Armstrong, Caden Olsen kind of pointing to the end zone clock.
What happened there, Joe, was you had a big play. You had your special teams on the field, everybody celebrating. By the time the offense was able to get over to that far hash and get lined up. They were just out of time. So that's going to be their last time out of the first half for Armstrong. So, again, good timeout. You're at midfield. Let's get organized here, and let's get the lead at the half. I mean, this is going to turn some heads across the Whippeal if Armstrong can have the lead at the half on Aliquippa.
Only one loss last year by Aliquippa. That was to who, Doug? Don't look at your stats there.
I don't know.
Another powerhouse team.
I don't know, Joe.
A consolidation just like Armstrong. Central Valley.
Oh.
So that another state championship winning team.
Which, by the way, Joe, they are now in the same conference.
They are.
Aliquippa and Central Valley. So they're not both going to win a state title, Joe. In fact, they're not both going to win a section title. So that is going to be real interesting to see what happens there out of Section 1. You know, you have Central Valley, Aliquippa, Ambridge, Blackhawk, Shar Valley, Montour, Newcastle, and West A. So talk about a power conference. Speaking of Newcastle, the Riverhawks are going to be playing Newcastle coming up. So after you play Aliquippa, you're going to play Newcastle. So interesting.
Yeah, another destination where you got the guys that have made the NFL from, of course, the Hooker brothers.
Malik Hooker.
Yeah, from played Colts fame. A couple scores here. Well, we'll wait until after this ball snapped. Olsen able to gather it in.
Like
Pump
it.
fake. I like that. Goes high.
Oh, no!
Walker's going to make his way down the sideline. And Walker, such an up and down game, but making his impact felt. I wonder if they're going to. It's kind of standing around. They looked like they were trying to signal as if it was caught maybe out of bounds or something. That clearly was inbounds. And a very uncharacteristic play there by Caden Olsen behind the receiver. Maybe just another miscommunication there, not sure. And nevertheless, Johnny on the spot was Donovan Walker. So a big swing there. Now you give Aliquippa the momentum and the ball in Armstrong territory.
That was a hitch and go, Joe. That's what that was. And the safety just read that play. It looked like he was shot out of a cannon. Came up, made the catch, was heading up the sideline. Luckily, Armstrong was able to push him out of bounds. So, again, just mistakes. First half just plagued both teams with mistakes here. So, let's see what happens.
23 by 5. Pushed out by 5.
So, out of bounds there was the ball carrier, Hayes. Isaiah Brown, the man on the spot there to push him out of bounds.
Again, good angles taken by Armstrong. You know, only 2 yards. So Aliquippa with one timeout left here in the first half. Can the defense hold again, Joe?
They have been big on some very crucial downs, led by the efforts of Dozic Zablocki tonight. He has been all over the place. Fake handoff to Hayes is a slant route.
Oh.
This one out in front, and I don't think that Jack Valasek was expecting that one to even get near him. But incomplete nonetheless, and now a 3rd and 8 here. So here we go again. A very manageable amount of yards here for Armstrong to kind of keep the Quips to, and maybe force them to go for it again on 4th down, in which Riverhawks having good success defensively tonight so far. Doug, I want to mention just a couple scores that are coming in. If you're tuning in, remember we're Armstrong High Top Sports Network has some games on our network, on our Facebook, on our Twitter, and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Finding out now it's 12-0 Pine Richland over Kiski area in the second quarter, and Freeport leading with just under 10 minutes to go in the first half, 7-0 over South Allegheny. So
blitz.
Keep an eye on those. Able to step up though in the pocket. Now he's going to throw a dart, but over the head. Give credit there though to the quarterback, Quentin Good. Stepped up in the pocket. He felt it collapsing, gets his chance, but just kind of throws it a little bit too deep for the intended receiver. So a 4th down now, and Doug.
Yeah.
A lot of personnel changes, so are they going to go for it here, or are they going to try to pin the Riverhawks deep here with 7:36 left in the first half?
This is looking like a punt, Joe, but I love the aggressiveness by the Armstrong defense. You know, they brought that blitz right up in Good's face, and he was able to throw the ball. He's not as accurate as Caden. You know, you got to make him make the decision quickly, and that's what they did. So great stop by the defense, and punt formation for Aliquippa.
Yeah, when you're able to get that kind of clearance and avoid the rush like he was able to, and he kind of had the guy open. This might be a good punt if it can get a Aliquippa bounce, and it does. And it's going to keep on rolling and be downed. Yeah, you could have pinned him even deeper if he wanted to there, Doug, but I think he thought the 2-yard line was better.
I guess. I mean, that could have been down inside the 1 there, Joe, and with that big line, it might be a little scary, but nevertheless, 2-yard line, still pretty good for Aliquippa.
Yeah, not too bad. The score remains 7-7 here on High Top Sports Network in this Richard G. Snyder YMCA game night. Want to quickly thank a couple sponsors. We'll get to them, some more details about these folks as this game goes on. But want to quickly thank Sprankle's Neighborhood Market, our buddy Ryan. You hear him on the network. He was on last week's Armstrong game. You'll hear him again here coming up very soon. Of course, our guy Ryan Bowser, State Farm in Ford City. Olson Chiropractic. Name familiar, Ryan, his father, and your scoreboard sponsor tonight. Armstrong Orthopedic Associates, Shop and Save, Franklin Village. UFP Parker.
Nice.
And more, we'll get to him. Here's a nice carry. Helmet comes off of an Aliquippa player, it looks like there, Doug. Ball marked down at the 10-yard line. Losing his helmet was number 7 for the Quips, the one and only Nate Lindsey-Gill.
Nice call there by the Riverhawks. Little option play. Could be a little dangerous, but worked out. A 7-yard pickup, Joe. I like it. Again, no fear. This isn't Mike Tomlin not living in their fears, Joe, but pretty good. There's that play. Caden.
And Olson trying to move the pile forward, brought down around the 11-yard line. 6:48 left in quarter number 2. 7-7. Your score.
Again, Joe, you can't script this stuff. Would I ever have thought it would have been a 7-7 game with 6 minutes left?
Can I
here
answer
in the
that
first
for you,
half?
Doug?
Go ahead.
You would have said no. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I definitely would have said no. I thought there'd be a lot more points. You know, you got 2 high-powered offenses here, Joe, and give credit to the defenses. You know, again, a first half riddled with mistakes on both sides. Fitting that this is 7-7 right now, really.
You know, it still comes down to plays and who has made plays. And so far, I think the difference really, Armstrong doing well in those crucial downs, particularly on defense. You know, the third Nate there in that last drive before the Quips were able to get that interception. You know, you did a good job there, and really those crucial downs. But you also want to go back to Aliquippa, kind of going away from what's been working for them, that ground and pound right up the middle, and giving the ball to, giving the ball to
Hayes.
Hayes, excuse me, yeah, and that's been kind of deserted here of late, it seems, Doug.
Yeah, 3rd and 1 here. Important that Armstrong can move these chains. You don't want to be giving the ball back to Aliquippa deep here in your own territory. So let's get this first down. Let's come up with a good play and roll the clock.
Also want to thank Hutch and Shelley, our good friends at UFP Parker up in Parker, PA, pushing pile forward and give Armstrong's
there it is, Joe.
Front some credit there, Doug. Kind of just one of those who can move the pile, and the Riverhawks seemingly doing so. Olson, as you said, Doug, he just has this knack for being able to, it doesn't matter who it is he's dragging along with. It could be an Aliquippa front like this. He's able to get those yards he needs. And a first down for the Hawks, 6:33 left, second quarter, 7-7.
You know, Caden is 6'5", 220, Joe. It's pretty tough to keep him from getting a half a yard.
And, you know, I talked to him in our preseason interview, and he goes, you know, people I don't think give me enough credit for being fast. I go, Caden, you're so tall. It's those long strides of yours. It looks like maybe a false start. It is indeed, Doug, and that's another one of those killer plays. The Riverhawks, you know, you almost have to wonder, what if?
I know.
A couple of these plays have, you think about it, you had the very first score of the game came on a touchdown run where the play prior, the Quips were lining up for a field goal. So a couple plays like that, and who knows what would happen. Armstrong might have a lead here with the clock down to 6:18 left in the second quarter.
Yep, I'm waiting for Armstrong to catch them on another screen play, Joe. I'm just waiting for it. I feel like it's there. So 1st and 15 on your own 8. Let's see what happens.
6-10, Olson in the gun. Trips to the top of the screen. He's going to look that way. He's going to pass fake, try to go up the middle, but closing in there quickly. Nice job there by the guys in the middle, among them number 52. Number 70 and 52, I believe. Number 70, of course, Naquan Crowder, and 52, Nico Eberhardt. You brought him up, the senior, 6'2", a highly touted guy, getting some offers, as you mentioned there early on in the broadcast. Doug?
Yeah, again, that's the little, I like to call it, delay to the quarterback. Try to get yourself out of trouble.
Olson is going to let this one go.
That's
picked off, and who else? His second interception. He's going to have a chance.
He's in.
And he's going to score off the tip. Nope, brought out at the 1. but off the hands of the receiver into the hands of number 21, Donovan Walker, his second interception of this quarter, Doug. And the Quips now set up in a very advantageous spot at the 1 yard line.
Wow. Just, again, great play by Aliquippa, reading the eyes of Caden Olson. You're not sure the communication, what happened, who was in the wrong there. But, again, give Aliquippa credit.
You can't help it's a communication issue here, and maybe the receivers, because I don't expect – we've seen this a lot tonight, whether it's that snap or whether it's missed routes. I have a hard time believing Caden Olson is the one missing all of those.
Right.
He's a student of his craft, but maybe some of them have been. Who knows? But
is he throwing it faster than he wants to because he doesn't have time? You don't know. There's just a myriad of reasons. So.
I just don't think we've seen to this level really over the last few years as Caden Olson's tenure under center for the Riverhawks. Nevertheless, now the Quips at the 1 yard line.
Golden opportunity here.
Two guys in the backfield set the block for easy touchdown run by number 23. Tyquan Hayes, the sophomore, punches it in, and the Quips retake the lead off the interception by Walker. Score 13-7.
Yeah, Aliquippa was just handed 7 points there, Joe. You can't do that. You're playing a defending state champ, number 1 in the state. You have to play your best game.
And, the thing about his momentum, Armstrong, I think, has really been able to hold on to it, Doug, really ever since that unsportsmanlike conduct play, it seems. And now you're driving. You're talking about possibly putting some points up on the scoreboard, going into the halftime with the lead. And instead, they are trailing by 7 now here with 5:22 to go. So plenty of time for the Riverhawks, but again, it's a matter of how are they going to respond here after the Quips retake the lead here in quarter number 2 here on this Richard G. Snyder YMCA game night. Doug, the question, have you been to the golf simulator?
I have not, Joe. But not a bad idea. Who knows? Maybe the two of us will head down and check out that golf simulator.
We're going to have to. We've only been golfing together once this year. Now, granted, it was a nice round. We went to Pittsburgh National. Doug,
who won, Joe? I can't remember.
I think you. I was not at my best. Certainly. Honestly, I think I've golfed once since then. So, found a nice little course in Butler, by the way. We'll have to tell you about.
Oh, cool.
I'm not going to mention them on the air. They didn't pay for it, so why should I? I'm not going to give anybody a free pop, but you know who will get a free pop here? Our friends at, who, Doug? DeMond Chiropractic Center.
Oh.
They are our opening kickoff sponsor and our fourth quarter sponsor, Justin, the man down there in Manorville. I want to thank him for his support of High Top Sports Network and the Armstrong Riverhawks, a third-generation chiropractor in the area. He kind of probably grew up around it. So if you know something, it's like you talk about like a coach's kid. They always seem to be more knowledgeable in the way of sports. Same thing for Justin DeMond there in his chiropractic clinic in Manorville. Make sure you check him out today.
Rode the same school bus with Justin growing up, Joe.
There you go. Give him a call today at 724-763-800. I'm going to guess there's another digit there, but only 3 numbers in the end of this phone number. So check him out online. Look him up, Justin DeMond Chiropractic in Manor Township. There's no such thing as a 9-digit phone number. Maybe in another planet. What do you say, Lehman? Aaron Lehman, to my right. My high school cross-country coach doing a just absolutely fantastic job on the camera here tonight. I think he's considering a career change, it seems. He's thinking about just going full cameraman. Just saying, I liked all this other stuff I do. It's all right. But this camera, it's me and the camera. Right? Am I right?
Yes, you're exactly right.
Aaron Lehman, a fantastic coach. I'm actually joined by 2 coaches. It's a rare opportunity. This one off the hands of Zablocki, but brought in. Gets back to Chrisman, I believe, tries to cut it back, and then brought down just past the 25, maybe the 26 or 27, where Caden Olson and company will take over here with 5:15 left in the first half.
Yeah, let's hope the Riverhawks can mount some offense here and go down and get some points here before the end of the second quarter. Like I said, Joe, you cannot let Aliquippa run away and hide. So you need to really put some points on the board here in the second quarter.
Somebody else who deserves a pop here, and I don't mean soda, Doug. is another
What's
one.
soda?
Yeah, we don't call it that here in Western PA. Oh, my mouse is disappearing. Oh, there, came back just in time for Armstrong to snap the ball. Phoenix Physical Therapy. Check them out today in Canning and Rural Valley. Our friends there are always supportive as well. I really, really appreciate their generosity and loyal friendship. Here's a nice little run up the middle. Looks like that was number 7, Alex Patton. As Ryan Spranko, our friend, another one of our wonderful sponsors, likes to call him General Patton. It seemed like every time Ryan was on the call last year, he had a big game. And well, not joined by Ryan, unfortunately, here tonight. We're still getting a nice performance out of Patton. Riverhawks continuing this quick pace that they have used throughout the first half. Here's a deep pass, 50-50 ball going up. Isaiah Brown trying to drag that foot, but maybe just led just a bit too outside there, Doug.
Yeah, we were waiting to call Isaiah Brown's name, Joe, and there it was. There's the deep pass to Brown. The coverage was pretty good, but we've seen Isaiah pull that ball in, and he almost did it again, Joe.
Yes, indeed.
3rd and 9 now.
So a 3rd and 9, 4:43. Not a lot of time taken off the clock here, Doug. Just about 20 seconds, really, here on this most recent drive for Armstrong. Going from our right to left. Fakes the handoff. Olsen's going to let this one go.
Oh,
and that's got to be a pass interference. They're going to say incidental contact, but that is insane. And another possible opportunity to flag.
Wow.
Flag Donovan Walker on a taunting call. Looks like he was yelling down to Armstrong's coaching staff. And then down on the play is a Riverhawks. So Todd Harvey, Johnny on the spot there to help him out. And we'll take this opportunity here to thank another one of our wonderful sponsors. And again, folks, you're listening to this broadcast. You're listening to this broadcast because of these wonderful sponsors. They are the ones that make it free and allow us to bring you the action here on these beautiful Friday nights. Brad Homeball messaging you, Doug, about Pittsburgh National.
Not one of his favorite courses there,
Oh,
Joe,
come on, Brad. It's not that bad. I'm sure you golf at Lenape. I think that's a pretty hilly course.
Hey, I actually like Pittsburgh National. Greens are fast, but I like it.
Yeah, it's a pretty fair course, a good layout. And I always say that's my thing I kind of judge courses on.
Oh, I love getting text messages during the broadcast, Joe. You just don't know what the fans are going to say.
Especially for
there.
Brad Hobaugh, too. Those are always a good one to open up.
Let's give him a shout out,
Yep.
Mr. Hobaugh. You know,
Good
one
dude.
of my old biology teachers, baseball coach, great guy. You know, he's subbing here at Armstrong, and great to see him. Always great to talk with Mr. Hobaugh.
Yep, one of the first people I got to meet when I started covering sports here in Armstrong County, and has just treated me so nice, really, that entire time. And wish I got to see him more, but like you said, he's retired and doing subbing, so don't get to see him as much as we did a couple years ago. But probably getting some more golf in. Lucky him. Here's a high punt. This one's going to bounce and maybe hopefully take an Armstrong roll. It doesn't, but it does kind of take a little bit of a kick, and it will be down around the 31, where the Quips will take over with 4:22 left in the second quarter.
Yeah, this is a big part of the game, Joe. You know, we talked about Aliquippa not being able to run away and hide. And here it is, 14-7, 4:22. The second quarter is kind of dragging on here, Joe. You know, you really got to limit the big play here for Aliquippa. Let's try to get in the locker room. Keep it close. You know, the longer you can keep this game close, the more it favors the Riverhawks. So, important drive here. Probably the most important of the game, honestly, right here, Joe.
I agree. That or whatever they come out of the locker room with, because, you know, Aliquippa, is going to make some adjustments as well, and they're going to fix some of the things that have hindered their performance here. Only 14 points on the board. I think we expected maybe more than that. Here's a pass outside, but well short.
Yeah. Nice pressure there by Isaiah Brown to get in that backfield. Again, making the quarterback throw before he's ready to throw it. You're not being able to step into the throw, Joe.
Yeah, that's great observation there, Doug. And Quentin Good really hasn't had a chance to step up. That one time he did, and he excelled the ball on his receiver. And you've noticed he likes to get the ball outside in the flat and let those speedy guys kind of make some plays in space. He's not really testing the middle of the field here so far in this first half.
Right.
So 4 receivers for the Quips. Man in the backfield is...
right on cue there, Joe.
Yep. But that one kind of selling once again. We've seen when he has gone to the middle of the field, right there over the beak of the Riverhawk logo, just well over the head of the intended target. So if I'm Armstrong, I'm daring him to keep throwing that pass there, Doug. And eventually, hopefully, if you're the Riverhawks, you're hoping he makes a mistake.
Yeah, I'd rather see Aliquippa throw instead of giving that ball to Hayes. That's for sure. If I'm Armstrong.
Most definitely. So and you wonder there, if you're Aliquippa, why are you throwing on those first couple downs? Possibly give the ball right back to the Riverhawks here with plenty of time on the clock. 4:11 right now as it stands, and it's 3rd and 10. So 2 plays yielding nothing.
Get him.
Stepping through the pocket is good. Nearly tackled.
Wow.
And he missed.
Wow, what a run.
What a nice run there by the quarterback. We see number 4 making good runs on this field. It's usually Caden Olson. This time it is Quentin Good, the junior, 5'8", 164. Not the biggest guy, but certainly showing off the moves there, Doug.
Yeah, that was a huge conversion for Aliquippa because he had nothing there, and he was able to juke his way for about 11 yards there, Joe, and get the first down and move the chains. And he is shaking up there, Joe, after that run.
So the Armstrong Riverhawks staying there, kind of hanging around, Doug, there here in this first half and taking the fight a little bit to the Quips. We saw that big hit on Jack Balasek early in the game, and the Riverhawks kind of taking it to the Quips here. But as you said, this is a very important drive, and the Riverhawks have to do their best to, at minimum, keep this to a 7-point deficit heading into the locker room.
Yeah, I'm going to give the Riverhawks credit because Aliquippa, although they are playing well, do they look like the best team in the state at this point? I don't think so, Joe.
Well, we said it early on, Doug. I think the formula, at least if you're running the offense against them, it's keep that up tempo.
Yeah.
Armstrong has not gone away with it ever since really the middle of that first quarter. Briefly they did, but they're right back to it, and it seemingly works. So, yeah, if you're watching this film, if you're an upcoming opponent and you're going to be playing these Quips, you're getting some good tips and some good scouting tips on these Aliquippa Quips.
Change at quarterback here, Joe, after that run. Good is now out of the game.
Yeah, this is number
8.
Number 8, yeah, that is Marquise Council.
Nice.
And wrapped up and thrown out of bounds by number 1, Kyan Klein. A nice job there by the sophomore.
Yeah, that was the first jet sweep we saw that time by Aliquippa, and it did not work. Kyan Klein was there waiting on him. It looks like Good's coming back in.
Yeah, interesting play call with the new quarterback in, Doug. You kind of go to something you haven't used all night, but nevertheless, benefit to the Riverhawks there. It's a 2nd down 12, 3:13 to go. Clock continues to roll here. 3 receivers, 2 to the bottom of the screen, 1 at the top, and who else but Hayes flanking the quarterback.
Get him!
Run around and throw to a lineman.
Pick it up! That's illegal touching for sure, Joe.
Yeah, that absolutely positively is.
Man, it was almost a huge mistake, though.
Wow. Good somehow getting the ball back. I guess that would be an incomplete pass, but still, if
it still lost it down. I mean, he was spinning around there. That could have been called a fumble, picked up.
Yeah, and
wow.
That stops the clock as well. We were mentioning that the Quips starting with 2 incompletions to start this drive, seemingly leaving a lot of clock on the scoreboard for the Riverhawks if they get it back here. And now they're pinned back to the 21-yard line.
3rd and a mile here, Joe.
And as you say that, look who comes onto the field to play a little bit of a rover position there, far side of the field, Caden Olson.
Interesting. This is an interesting defense Armstrong has.
They're going to run it outside, little juke move, he finds that hole, but dropped down from behind by, that number 6, Chrisman. And the Riverhawks, the Quips have been maybe a little bit more of the enforcer, but the Riverhawks doing a good job of tackling low and not allowing guys like that young man, Walker, to that wasn't Walker, Hayes, excuse me, to make a already good carry or gain that much more. So Chrisman doing so on that one, and now it's a 4th down, and we'll say 22, maybe a little bit less than that. No, say what? Well, about 4th and 22.
Yeah, Aliquippa is letting the time run here, Joe. They're probably going to take a timeout with 1 second left. They're trying to use as much clock as they have, so Armstrong does not have enough time. Remember, the Riverhawks are out of timeouts.
And that goes back to my point. A lot of time given to the Riverhawks. If I'm Aliquippa, or if I'm an Aliquippa fan here right now, Doug, I'm wondering, why did you go away from that philosophy that was working so well for you in the first half? try to go to the passing game. You know, I understand trying to get your skill position guys and those guys out in the flat in open space, but as the saying goes, Doug, if it's not broken, don't fix it. And it seemed to be working early on for the Quips.
Yeah, this has been a crazy second quarter, Joe. I don't know how many possessions we've had both ways, but we've had numerous possessions, and part of the reason why is all these stoppages from passing plays. Well, you know, the first possession, Aliquippa just ran it down our throat, and I don't know if they're trying to adjust to Armstrong. Is Armstrong packing the box? I mean, that could be why. But hey, you stick with what's going on now because Hayes is not getting the ball. You want Good to try to have to beat you. You don't want Hayes to run you over. And really happy with what I'm seeing out of the Riverhawks here. Let's get a touchdown. We have 2 minutes. You got one of the best quarterbacks around in Caden. Let's bring him out. Let's let him do his thing, and let's try to get to the half all tied up.
2:01 left here. A quick score. Our friend Nico Buffone out in Purchase Line. Probably a lot of our friends who are listening and tuning in this Western PA region have no idea where Purchase Line is, Doug, I'm going to guess, but out in District 6 land? Or?
I do know where Purchase Line is. I almost had a teaching job there, Joe. My first teaching job was almost in Purchase Line before Armstrong came calling.
A bad punt here, but brought in by Olson, just a sky high. Looked like one of my drives, Doug.
That was the Gardocki punt from Joe Rhodes.
That was indeed the drive where I just somehow pop a driver straight up. But
if anybody knows how Joe golfs, if you're not able to see the broadcast, that was a Chris Gardocki punt. Those of you that like to watch the Steelers.
And my drives pretty much mimic just that. It's I get the kind of distance and height that people wish they could get in length. So
great field position here for the Riverhawks. Your own 45, a minute 54, 2-minute offense. Let's go Armstrong.
You know, we said that that last drive might have been the most important for Armstrong. Well, we're right back to it, Doug. This one is just as important as that one. 154, as you said, a chance to tie this one up and be
there's that screen.
And brought in, but sniffed out there by a couple Quips. On that was down on the ground, and Nate needs help. Getting up is that Quip, number 52.
Snap the ball, get lined up, snap the ball.
Again, this Aliquippa team, they are good, but maybe not as conditioned as you would expect. This one thrown outside.
Nice.
Jack Balasek goes out of bounds, and right at the 50-yard line. That'll stop the clock. 1:23 left in the second quarter. It'll bring up third down, but a nice gain there by the Hawks, and a nice throw on the run by the big right arm of Caden Olson.
Yeah, Jack, you know, he stayed with it. He was able to haul that pass in and turn it upfield. Wasn't the smoothest catch, but we'll take it.
3rd and 6, man in motion for the Hawks. Olson's going to roll out that way, throw across his body, hits his target, but wrapped up quickly. Nice job there. What do you do here, Doug? Your ball's in Aliquippa territory, brought down quickly by number 15.
I think you take all the time off the clock here. 32 in the play clock, minute 4 in the game clock, and then you make your decision. I personally, Joe, would probably go for it, but I've been known to be a gambling man.
Yeah, you have?
Every once in a while. So let's see what they do. And they are going for it, Joe.
They are going to go for it. That's like a bunning in a state quarterfinal with your cleanup hitter.
No.
Type move.
Quick kick. Nobody back
Olson with a nice boot, though. This one has a chance to continue on down.
Hit him at the 1.
And a nice job.
All
There's
right.
the other Olson on this little play there. Ian Olson covers it up at the 1-yard line, on a great punt there by Caden Olson. That's about a 53-yard punt, Doug.
Yeah, and that's why I'm up here, not down there coaching, Joe. I'm going to stick to my baseball and softball.
And wouldn't you know it, look who's back out there on the field for the Riverhawks, number 4, a guy playing safety that we don't see often on this side of the football, but tonight an exception, Caden Olson.
All they need to do, Joe, is one kneel outside the end zone, and they're going in 14-7 because there's no timeouts here.
Yeah, and this one literally as close as you can get to the blue grass that is the Armstrong end zone.
Short players.
Yeah, and they're trying to clap, and they're out of timeouts, keep in mind. So they're going to have a
coming right up the
jumbo set there. Yeah, Doug, and drives up the middle, hit immediately, but the pile gets it out to about the 5-yard line. Clock at 24 seconds, and I think that probably will be the final play. Might have to run one more.
No, that's it, Joe.
Yep, Aliquippa will head to the sideline, satisfied with calling the first half right there. And the score, Aliquippa Quips 14, the Armstrong Riverhawks 7 here on this Richard G. Snyder game night on HTSN. A good one here. Certainly a good second half upcoming for you folks out there. We really appreciate you tuning in to High Top Sports Network tonight. Doug, we're going to obviously be here for the halftime show. We're going to make sure the folks get that. But your quick little thoughts there on the first half before we send it over for the Richard G. Snyder YMCA halftime show, too.
Yeah, wow, crazy. Overall, Joe, I think you're happy if you're Armstrong. You know, it's 14-7. You've made some mistakes. You haven't played your best half of football, but you're in the game. You're giving Aliquippa everything you have. You're giving a good fight. Again, I don't think Aliquippa's played their best half of ball either. You know, the first half just riddled with mistakes, a couple both ways, and looking forward to the second half. I mean, really good ball game here. Armstrong is here to play. The Quips know they're in for a fight. You don't just walk into Armstrong County and take care of business that easy, Joe.
And typically, Doug, you know this, you coach some of the better teams I've been fortunate to cover in this area. You know, when you have any kind of break, whether it's the seventh inning stretch in baseball or softball, or I guess you don't have it in high school softball, but those breaks in between innings where good teams make adjustments. In this case, it's halftime. You have to expect Aliquippa to come out and right some of those wrongs. So if you're Armstrong, you too have to have a philosophy and have to kind of have an idea of what you want to do in this second half to keep this one close and stay within striking distance to this number 1 ranked team in the state.
Yeah, they didn't let Aliquippa go away and hide, so that was good. You know, the Quips are going to make their adjustments, and I look for them to come out and just play smash mouth. I really do. Armstrong has to be ready. Give credit to that defense. They stopped Aliquippa on several possessions there, so I'm really happy with what I'm seeing out of the Riverhawks.
Yeah, Doug, if I were to tell you before this that we'd be sitting in halftime, it'd be a 14-7 score, and Caden Olsen would have 2 interceptions. You'd ask me, as I said earlier, you all right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, without further ado, we're going to send it over to the band for the Richard G. Snyder YMCA halftime show. Enjoy, folks. We'll see you for the third quarter here on High Top Sports Network.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show this evening as the Armstrong Riverhawks marching band appears to be ready for their halftime performance. Drum majors, Emma Linda and Natalie Claypool, is your band ready? Armstrong Riverhawks marching band, the field is yours for performance. Garden Drumline as the band performs Muse's Uprising, the lead single from their 2009 album, The Resistance. To close our halftime show this evening, we go back to the year 2007 as the band closes their halftime show with Fall Out Boy's hit, Thanks for the Memories. Dearshore Riverhawks marching band is under the direction of Mr. Jason Vanesky, assistant director Mrs. Melissa Vanesky, guard instructors Mrs. Sarah Smith and Mrs. Courtney Eiler, drumline instructor Mr. Rob Reeves, marching instructor Mr. Jason Prakota, woodwind instructor Mrs. Charlene Prakota, brass instructor Mr. Lou Rybar, and marching instructor and the voice of the Riverhawks marching band, Mr. Jake Ganesh. This year's halftime drill was designed by Mr. Robert Harris. Ladies and gentlemen, the Armstrong Riverhawks marching band would like to thank you for your kind attentiveness this evening. Go Hawks!
Hi everybody, make sure you check out Spread this summer for all your grilling needs. We have the lowest prices in all the Pittsburgh region, and we'll cut it however you'd like it. And don't forget, we can't do what we do without you. Come and see us.
Marching Band! Dearshore Riverhawks marching band is under the halftime drill was designed by Mr. Robert Harris. Ladies and gentlemen, the Armstrong Riverhawks marching band would like to thank you for your kind attendance. Go
Hi everybody, make sure you check out Spread this summer for all your grilling needs. We have the lowest prices in all the
Armstrong Indoor Athletics, located at 132 South Grand Street Avenue in downtown Katanning, offers a state-of-the-art training facility and top-tier instruction by experienced coaches to help turn your youngster into the best baseball or softball player they can be. Batting cage and bullpen lane rentals are available for 30 to 60-minute sessions, and you can also sign your baseball or softball player up for private hitting, pitching, fielding, and catching instruction with our knowledgeable staff. Be sure to visit Armstrong Indoor Athletics online at aia.team or call them at 724-599-9761 for more information today.
Steffi's Country Catering prepares home-style made-from-scratch dishes that will have you convinced Mom made it. Whatever the occasion, Steffi's Country Catering will have you coming back for every event year-round. Find us on Facebook to place an order or to see our Sunday specials, or call 724-54-85047. Steffi's Country Catering prepares home-style made-from-scratch dishes that will have you convinced Mom made it. Whatever the occasion, Steffi's Country Catering will have you coming back for every event year-round. Find us on Facebook to place an order or to see our Sunday specials, or call 724-54-85047.
And welcome back to Armstrong Junior Senior High School as Phil Collins in the air tonight, blasting through the speakers, and what the Riverhawks are hoping is in the air tonight, a victory over a heavily favored Aliquippa team, ranked first in the state, as you mentioned, Doug, 5th in the nation, and alphabetically the 2nd in the Whippeal. Bet you didn't know that one. That's a stat of the night. So the Riverhawks really kind of staying in this one. It was a 7-7 game, then that interception that brought the ball down to the 1 yard line, really the difference. As you mentioned, Doug, both teams making mistakes. The Riverhawks, sort of those kind of boneheaded mistakes, but really for the Quips, those kind of discipline-related mistakes.
Right.
Armstrong's biggest drive of the day happened on that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. It was a 3rd and 28, and an automatic first down gave the Riverhawks that.
Their only score, Joe.
Yep, an extension of that drive, and they took full advantage and were able to score. And you've seen them have a couple other good drives, Doug, extended drives, but outside of that one, they have not been able to punch it in. Big first drive here. I said that in the second quarter, Doug, that this is an important one too, because Aliquippa already holds a 7-point lead. You don't want to see it swell too much. So if you can hold them here on this first drive, as Aliquippa set to receive, who knows what can happen.
Yeah, first half stats, Joe. Aliquippa 138 total yards, Armstrong 109.
Wow.
Passing, Aliquippa 7 for 14 for 60 yards. Armstrong, Caden Olson 10 for 19, 94 yards. Rushing yards, nice play. Rushing yards, interesting. Aliquippa was 78 on the ground. Armstrong only 15, Joe. And the big key stat that I have circled, Armstrong 2 interceptions. First downs, 9 for Aliquippa and 7 for Armstrong. So what does that tell you? It tells you it's a pretty even ball game, Joe.
Yeah, and as I said in that first half, Doug, I wonder where this game would be if not for those balls off the hands of Armstrong receivers or thrown behind and miscommunications. Maybe that's the difference between this being a 14-all game.
Yeah. So let's see the adjustments that have come out here for the second half. Aliquippa has the ball first.
And this is the third quarter. I want to mention that. It's presented by our good friends at UFP Parker. Check them out online, ufpi.com/careers, the place where you go to not just get a job, but get a career. Our friends up there at UFPI, we appreciate your support here on HTSN.
that first pass of this third quarter and second half incomplete, a little bit behind the intended target.
Yeah, I think he heard footsteps coming there, Joe. Interesting, Aliquippa coming out and passing on first down.
I was just going to ask you that, Doug. It's like that drive earlier on or late in the second quarter when they threw in the first 2 plays, and it was a 3rd and 10, and they took about 8 seconds off the clock. You got to wonder.
Armstrong has to be smiling when they see Aliquippa trying to do that.
Man in motion. He won't get the handoff. The second guy will.
And there he goes.
And
nice hit.
And a really nice hit there by Kyan Klein. We've seen a couple by Klein here tonight. And boy, oh boy, did he lay the lumber.
Yeah, he had a big hole there through the line. Hayes,
wow.
he gets that powerful 205 frame moving, but he was just stuck in the hole by Klein.
Yeah, we've seen Klein
Great
have a
hit.
couple nice defensive plays. I heard his name be mentioned about as a receiving target and maybe a threat in that side of the ball, but tonight he's really impressed, I think, on defense, Doug.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if we can hold him to a 3 and out here, Joe, to start the second half.
3rd and 4. Good in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the top, 2 at the bottom. He's going to throw. He's going to throw it across.
Joe!
Picked up by Ian Olsen. Climbing the ladder. A fingertip catch. That was pretty, Ian Olsen.
Wow. What a play to give the Riverhawks some momentum coming out of the half. Ian Olsen making his presence known. I tell you what, I love what I see out of this kid. Unbelievable. Let's give the Riverhawks the ball at midfield, Joe.
That was not easy, Doug. That was just a full arm extension, fingertip catch by Ian Olsen to give his team the ball back here just over a minute into this second half, Doug. A minute and 3 seconds to be exact. Riverhawks.
There it is.
Olsen's going to go to his
There
right.
he
He's got
goes.
some room. He could have maybe got another block outside there, but his brother, got to give Ian a little bit of credit there. Give him a break on that one. He kind of gave up on the block there, but still the result good enough for the Hawks. A first down there by Caden Olsen.
That little sneaky delay with the quarterback, Joe. It worked in the first half, and it works to perfection here to start the second half.
And give credit to Caden Olsen. That just kind of quick little dive. It makes you think he's still dropping back. It's kind of sneaky how he does it. Eating up some big chunks of yards here. On that play, as you mentioned, Doug.
That'll move the chains, Joe.
That's all they needed there. That short run, able to get just over a yard for the new set of downs here. 10:23 left in the third quarter, and the Riverhawks right back up at the line, not hesitating whatsoever.
Stick with that no huddle. I like that too, Joe.
Olsen's going to air this one out, probably his longest pass of the day. Climbing the ladder, and that one's picked off. Underthrown just a little bit. Isaiah kind of not really coming back to the ball, but that was just a tough play and just really good defense. You got to give credit sometimes to the defense. A 5-on-5 matchup there, but the Aliquippa number 5 able to come up with it. That was
DeMarcus Walker.
Yeah, DeMarcus Walker. Another Walker. Walker's all over the place for the Quips, but another pick. 3 interceptions for Caden Olsen.
Yeah, you want Isaiah Brown to high point that ball, but when you're thrown to the outside like that, Joe, you throw it near the pylon. You throw it outside, so either your man gets it or no one gets it.
Yeah, and I think that you got to credit to Walker. Like I said, I think he kept kind of pushing the ball downfield, and I think he made Isaiah Brown maybe not realize where that ball was, and by the time he turned and looked, it was way past it.
Yeah, I believe Walker is Aliquippa's best cover corner. It would make sense for him to cover Isaiah Brown, which is why you haven't heard a lot of Isaiah Brown's name tonight.
Yeah.
So that time Armstrong tried to go to their horse, but didn't happen.
Yeah, well said, Doug. He has kept Isaiah Brown, and we know is very skilled and loves those jump balls. He was excellent when healthy last year when high-pointing those nice throws from Caden Olsen. That time, though, Walker able to get in between it and get the interception. But the good news for Armstrong, I guess, is another nice stop here on second down. And also, too, the ball still in the shadow of the Aliquippa end zone. So
love what I'm seeing here, Joe, by the Armstrong defensive line. Aliquippa came out throwing. We were all shaking our heads. So they said, all right, we're going to go back to the run game. Well, two straight runs here, and now it's third down all of a sudden. So give credit to those horses up front for Armstrong. They're outsized, but, boy, they're playing well.
They are, and then I'm glad you gave them a little shout there, too. And the guys directly behind them, Chrisman and Zablocki, right in it as well. And the guy standing behind them, Kyan Klein, having a nice night himself. So, yeah, really just a shout-out to the entire Armstrong defense who has done an excellent job. Here's a ball handed, going to kind of cut it back inside. Does Hayes for a first down, so the sticks will move. But a hard-earned first down, Doug, as you kind of alluded to. Armstrong kind of meeting the Quips despite the size disadvantage at the point of attack, and not afraid of taking on these big linemen of the Quips.
Yeah, I don't know if Aliquippa thought it would be a 14-7 game midway through the third quarter here. So hopefully they wear down and the Riverhawks can pull this out.
Good under center. Gives the ball.
Uh-oh,
There's a big hole outside.
Look out.
I wonder about the block in the back there. No flag, and ball out of bounds. Maybe we'll worry about a late hit there, but Isaiah Brown on the tackle, but a nice run there and good blocking outside by the Quips, and the sticks will move once again here, and the Aliquippa offense maybe finding something here, going back to the run game.
Yeah, that is their bread and butter. You know, run, set up that play action. That's what Aliquippa needs to do, and they kind of got away from that there in the first half. Give Armstrong credit for making them do that.
And they were right back up to the line themselves, which is kind of interesting as a ball carrier, a little change of pace there. This is number 7, Nate Lindsey Gill with the short carry. Again, Armstrong able to limit the run to, well, we'll say about 2 yards, Doug. And who else? I'm not surprised as I hear Greg Hedgeland, public address announcer to our right, say it was Dozic Zablocki, who's just been all over the place here tonight. Quickly again to the line, and that's a interesting maneuver here as this is Lindsey Gill again, and hey, just a horde of Armstrong tacklers there to push Lindsey Gill back, but a flag on the play. It looks like it's maybe a holding here because it was thrown behind the play. So
that's exactly what it is, Joe. Armstrong swarming to the ball carrier. As this game stays tight, it's just giving Armstrong more and more life, Joe.
Yeah, and
I really like what's happening here.
And it's noticeable that Armstrong is having issues, or excuse me, Aliquippa is having issues in that fast-paced Armstrong offensive strategy, and they're using it now, and it's almost counterproductive.
Yeah.
You got to wonder. These big, strong offensive linemen are big and strong, but when they're tired, that's a little deflating for them having to be up at the line so quickly, and the ball snapped as frequently as it has here in this third quarter.
And when you get tired, Joe, what do? You start holding. You start, doing things out of position, and that's what you're seeing here.
Yeah, you'll see Aliquippa. It's like the old 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. You've seen a couple nice chunk plays, but then you'll see a hold there and a nice stuff, short gain by thanks to a good defensive play by the Riverhawks, and that's really how this has occurred. And that one going nowhere. All over it there was a big guy up front for the Hawks. Man, that's number 70 for the Riverhawks. Another Chrisman, of course. The Ethan variety.
Yeah, this senior class of Armstrong is really playing well tonight. You go down the line, you have Olsen and Zablocki and the Chrismans. Just great to see. Really providing the leadership that Armstrong needs here against Aliquippa. So here is a huge, again, 3rd and 21.
How many times have we said that tonight, Doug?
This is crazy how many 3rd and longs we've had over 20 yards.
But that was a very slow-moving first half. We're already halfway through this third quarter. Good's going to throw a wobbler, but outside of the outstretched hands of the intended target. That was number 15, Harrison Walker, the sophomore receiver.
And he had him, Joe. He had him coming across the field, and he was open. But again, Good could not deliver the goods, Joe.
Yeah, and I said it before. This one's outside of the hashes, Doug. But really, he likes to throw the ball in the flat. And anytime he's going to get some length on the ball, it's when he's throwing kind of horizontally and not vertically down the field. And there, another case of him missing on a pass that he probably should have been able to connect on. And now the Quips will punt.
I mean, call me crazy, Joe, but I see Aliquippa wearing down.
I
really sense good things here for the Riverhawks. So let's see if we can get this game tied up. We're going to start in Aliquippa territory, Joe.
Yeah, that is indeed the case. Ian Olsen with a nice little return there brings the ball to the 40-yard line, and the Riverhawks will, as Doug said, start in Aliquippa territory. So I want to take an opportunity. It's an exciting night, and we wouldn't be able to do this if not for our sponsors. We thank you for just your continued support and loyalty to High Top Sports Network. We appreciate it. One of those businesses and organizations is AIA, Armstrong Indoor Athletics. a premier baseball and softball training facility right here in Katanning, Pennsylvania. They got some guys down there, Doug, that you know, and they know the sport of baseball and softball quite well.
I've been in there a few times, Joe.
A few times. Am I wrong to say
More
those
than a
guys
few
know the
times.
sport pretty darn well?
Absolutely, Joe.
And there's a bad fumble out of bounds, but it's going to scoot, I think, right into the white grass, barely. So it's going to stay here with the Hawks. Very lucky play there by the General.
Thank goodness it went out of bounds, Joe.
So now it'll be a 2nd and 10, 6:02 on the clock, third quarter.
Little breeze quick kicking up here, Joe.
Got to feel pretty good for those guys down there. I'm sure they're going to feel this one for the remainder of the game. Snap. Olsen looks. He's thinking about stepping up. Then that pocket quickly collapses, but he still somehow turns what looked to be nothing into something. Falls forward for a gain of 1, but...
And that's great experience there by Caden. So he looked at his first read out in the flat. It wasn't open. He looked at his second read. You know, you could see his eyes where the safety picked him off earlier in the game. It wasn't open. So he pulled it down, took the yard, 3rd and 9. Good job there by Caden.
Yeah, Caden not trying to match his jersey number in interceptions here tonight. 3 already, which is so uncharacteristic for him. But still a big reason why the Hawks are still in this. He slings that one across the middle, brought in right at the sticks. What a dart there by Caden Olsen. A really nice catch as well by number 14. That is Chase Jablonski.
Yep. What did I say, Joe? They need to make plays. Make plays. As Mike Tallman says, splash plays, Joe.
Especially from guys who we haven't called their name tonight. Jablonski, one of them, and he's coming up big on that one, extending this drive now with 5:11 left third quarter. And
there's an offsides.
Yeah, quickly clapping there at the top of the screen was Ian Olsen. I think the defender directly across from him that flinched. And yes, it will indeed be a 5-yard infraction against the Quips here with just over 5 minutes left in the third quarter. And Armstrong taking advantage of what I think you said a moment ago, Doug, to be true, the wearing down Aliquippa team.
Spread them out, keep them on the field. 1st and 5 now. You're getting close to entering the red zone.
Olsen's going to take this one up the middle. There's some room there. Bounces off the first tackler, puts his head down and his shoulder down, and lunges past the sticks for a first down. Caden Olsen, a warrior out there tonight. Not afraid to take on some contact. And you said it, 220 pounds. He's not afraid of taking it. Those guys across from him are probably a little more afraid than he is.
Keep running that delay run to Caden. It's bread and butter tonight, Joe. They can't stop it.
As you'd expect, right back to the line are the Hawks. Changing the play is Olsen. One receiver at the top, that's Isaiah Brown. A bunch formation. This near sideline. A trio of Hawks tightly grouped together, including Jablonski, who made that nice catch a moment ago. Instead, he'll hand it off and run up the middle by the General. Tries to keep the legs moving, but a nice play. I like the design on that. And knocks off about, well, say 5 yards, maybe long for the Riverhawks.
Yeah, nice little play there to Alex Patton. You know, you can't run Caden every play. Let's give Alex the ball some. Nice 5-yard pickup there. In the red zone, Armstrong needs to make a play. Make a play, get the touchdown.
The Ryan Bowser State Farm red zone. The Riverhawks looking to capitalize on this trip.
Blitz.
Didn't really see that one. Rarely do you, Caden Olsen, give him credit, you never really see him get hit like that. He's really good at filling the pressure, but right there, the speed and the strength of Aliquippa rearing its head. And
once again, Donovan Walker.
Yeah.
You know, what a player.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, there's 6 all-state kids over there for Aliquippa, and he's one of them, and he can play.
Indeed. 2 of the 3 interceptions, a result of Walker.
Huge play here, Joe. 3rd and 14.
3rd and 14, 3:30 left. Olsen going to fake the handoff. He's going to look to the left, throwing this one back corner. It's Isaiah Brown climbing the line. He goes! What a catch! Wow! A heck of a play there by Isaiah Brown. The defender had no shot.
That time, pinpoint accuracy, high point the ball. There's Isaiah Brown doing what he needs to do for this team, making a play. Huge, Joe. This is awesome.
And give credit to that duo right there. After that interception, they're not afraid. They go right back to the very similar kind of play this time. Brown able to adjust, hang in the air, and he kind of had 2 defenders on him there, Doug. The safety kind of starting to hedge over there, but Olsen, with that great right arm of his, able to sneak it in, and that athleticism of Brown
gives the Riverhawks their second touchdown of the
Joe.
game, and
Yes,
now a
Joe.
tie football game with 3:22 left in the third quarter here at Armstrong Junior Senior High School. Your score, the Armstrong Riverhawks 14 and the Aliquippa Quips 14.
Joe,
wow.
This is the best game I've seen on Armstrong's field ever, Joe, in its existence. We could be witnessing some history here, Joe.
You know, Doug, you say that, and guess what? There's still a quarter left.
I know.
And 3 minutes and 22 seconds left of this one. So certainly I share those sentiments here, but still a long ways to go if Armstrong wants to play upset here.
I just sense the way this is going. The body language, I'm watching Armstrong kids versus Aliquippa kids. You know, Aliquippa is not used to being tied with only 3 minutes left in the third quarter, Joe.
Yeah, and you know, give credit to Armstrong. They're taking the fight to Aliquippa. A lot of teams can't say they do that and do it effectively, Doug. But the Riverhawks here in the second half just seem like they're not afraid to be physical with this Aliquippa team, especially on defense. This defense, if there's an MVP here so far, this Armstrong defense has been mighty impressive and mighty physical as well. They will kick off now with 3:22 left, third quarter. Tie ball game, 14-all.
I like it, Joe. I like it.
It's
Get
good.
him. I like
the
it.
The Riverhawks
yes,
or wrap them up at the 22, and boy, oh boy, look at that sideline even, Doug.
Yep. This is like Armstrong's Super Bowl here, Joe. And I told you, you know, that's what I look for. I wanted that little onside there in the first half. Do something different, you know. Don't make the skill players get the ball. Make somebody else get the ball. And that's what happened there. Great call.
14-all, and indeed, another nice call by this Armstrong coaching staff, and give them credit. You know, we've lauded a lot of different units here tonight, Doug, but that's one that certainly deserves some praise as well. Some great play calls on both the offensive and defensive side of the ball that time. The special teams factoring in, and man, oh man, you said it. Look at the body language here. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me very much of the Week 0 game last year. I was at Armstrong. It was Armstrong and Freeport, and Freeport was just cramping up left and right. And Armstrong had some early on too, but just that continuous cramping just seemed to deflate the Yellow Jackets. And you know, right there, you have a player walking off after getting stretched out clearly for a cramp. And you talked about that energy just seeming vacant right now for this Aliquippa team. And boy, oh boy, you know, it's going to be interesting, Doug. It's going to be a very enjoyable last.
I really like what I see, Joe. You got one team playing their first game of the season, cramping up, bad body language here. You got another team that's super fired up, looking to pull the upset. Yards are about even in this ball game, Joe. Now maybe Armstrong even a little ahead total yards. So this is good to see.
Armstrong back on defense. A nice run there by Hayes. Gets out to about the 29-yard line. Say good for about 3.5. Under 3 minutes, left to play here in the third quarter.
And another Quip is on the ground.
And this is something to watch, Doug. This is certainly something to watch.
You know,
beat a cramp or not, it's.
I got a pretty good feel. You know, I've coached a long time, Joe, and I look for body language. Body language is so important in a ball game. And Armstrong's got the positive body language, and Aliquippa's, you know, fighting amongst themselves, really.
Yeah, it's you got the Armstrong coaching box here right to our left. I haven't heard Frank Fabian in a while, Doug, so that's a good thing. I'm going to say that that means that he's filling it, and the Riverhawks are pleasing their head coach here tonight.
Yep.
Again, and you know the thing about it is, Caden Olson, 3 interceptions. You know, we're not going to put all those on Caden, but still, that's a number that is not normally beside his name. But the case here tonight, and his team is tied. So just the bizarre nature in which this game has developed. A 14-all game in the final moments of the third quarter. Caden Olson, though certainly a huge part of why this Armstrong team is doing what they're doing here tonight with 3 interceptions. So
he also has 2 passing touchdowns, Joe. You know, one to the Dosick Zablocki there in the first half, and one to Isaiah Brown. So, I mean, you know, Armstrong is using their horses. Aliquippa's trying to use theirs too, but
they are down on the ground currently.
I know. Good stuff. This team's poised here to pull the upset. So fortunate, Joe, that we get to call this game.
Look at Good right now, just the body language he just had walking back to his own huddle.
Yeah.
That's just...
not so good, Joe.
Wouldn't call it, in the words of former great Pitt head coach Kevin Stallings, wouldn't call it great. So number 56 helped off the field. That, of course, is Jason McBride, another one of those names, one of those all-state players.
He's only 6'2", 298, Joe. That's all. That's all it's leaving the field right now.
That was close to my high school weight. Right, Lehman? Running cross-country for you, and a swift 290.
We're going to talk about the defensive line again for Armstrong. I mean, who would have thought? If for the most part they're winning the battle in the trenches. It's crazy, Joe.
Certainly the unsung heroes of this game, but as I said, too, you got to give credit to those guys in the middle. We've called Crispin's name a lot. We've called Zablocki's name a lot. And one guy that's really impressed me tonight has been Klein.
Yeah.
Some big hits by Klein, kind of being that sort of safety valve back there for the Hawks. Here's a carry and
Joe.
hit. Nothing really. Gets
Nice.
a little bit. Give him some credit, but the Riverhawks, boy, oh boy, and it's just the body language, and the Riverhawks trying to get this crowd into it as well.
Forcing another third down.
Another
and guess what, Joe?
Downed Aliquippa player.
What did they give them at halftime, Joe? I don't know.
I've wondered this. At a certain point, can you start being, I don't say penalized. That's probably a dumb question, but boy, oh boy, it's like a delay of game in a sense where, by the time that they're done treating all of these cramps, your big linemen that have been winded all first half are going to be nice and rested, Doug.
Yeah. I don't think they're faking any injuries here,
No.
Joe. These are definitely cramps. But, wow. I mean, they're a single A, double A school playing up in 4A. I mean, we've seen how many kids on the field. I look over in the sideline. I'm seeing kids being stretched out on the ground. You just got to wonder what Aliquippa has left over there.
So, Doug, there's $1 million question. If this trend continues, I'm not going to say anything more than that. Would this be more of a huge win than any that Doug Flanders had over the last 2 years? As far as just the opponent and the stakes. I guess the stakes really aren't that huge. This is a week 1 game, but still, it's a marquee. It's a signature, a program-defining win. If it were to,
this is a football-defining win, but we got to put the Whippeal Championship for my girls softball team ahead of this game, Joe.
It's just a district championship, right, Coach?
But yeah, for Armstrong, definitely this would be a marquee. This is the little, what do I say, the cherry on top of the sundae for sure.
Would move the Riverhawks to 2-0. They defeated Valley a week ago, and the schedule doesn't get any easier for Armstrong as they will travel to Newcastle, which is another one of those football player-producing schools. Malik Hooker of Colts fame, as Doug and I were talking about off the air, a Newcastle product. Certainly good basketball programs out of there as well. So it doesn't get it much easier, Doug. And maybe the Riverhawks are going to maybe feast a little bit on the Doug Flanders philosophy of schedule a little tough.
Absolutely.
If you're going to play the best.
This is Aliquippa, a perennial playoff team. You're going to play Newcastle, they're going to be a playoff team. I mean, that's what you do. If your stuff works against playoff teams, Joe, they're going to work against anybody. Valley was a good tune-up. It was a good first game. Get your feet wet. I mean, there's nobody better in the state than Aliquippa. So if it's working, like this little delay draw that they're running with Caden, it's working. The deep pass to Isaiah Brown, the little screen plays, these things are working. So this is definitely what you want to see.
Well, they're the champion until someone proves otherwise, Doug. It's they're the champion until they're dethroned. So Riverhawks with a chance to defeat the state champs here tonight. They can keep this momentum. Number 7 with the carry. That was Lindsey Gill as the player being helped off a moment ago, Doug. A huge part of this Quip team. Hayes, the sophomore running back, was the young man helped off there. But as you said, the carry enough for a first down. The sticks will move as we near the 2-minute mark of the third quarter here. Aliquippa with the football at their own 35-yard line. Some new pieces in clearly for them. One of which is that young man who lunges forward for about a 4, maybe 3.5-yard gain. Nate Lindsey Gill, the senior, picks up about well, we'll say 3. Set up a 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, that's about what Aliquippa's been able to get. Only 3 yards each carry. That's something they're not used to. You know, they're used to breaking off chunks of yards, Joe, and there really hasn't been a big chunk of yards for Aliquippa in this game. The biggest play was the Armstrong screen pass. That was the biggest play of the game so far, yardage-wise. So credit the Riverhawk defense.
Ball snap, bounces back,
Nothing.
hit, nothing doing. The Riverhawks defense swarms and brings down Lindsey Gill right at the line of scrimmage. They'll give him forward progress, Doug, but nothing there. That Armstrong defense getting excellent penetration there.
Once again, interesting, Aliquippa, you know, now they're down to Lindsey Gill. You know, they're not running their Taekwon Hayes. He's on the field now, but now we're talking 3rd and 6 here.
And you can't expect, because he was down for quite some time there, you know, you can't expect him necessarily to be getting the ball maybe as much as he was in the first half, Doug. 3rd down, 6, 45 seconds left, 3rd quarter. Ball snap, shotgun. Good's going to step up. He's going to have a little room. He throws a wobbler.
Yes,
no
Joe.
one home. Again, over the middle of the field. Good, just unable to find anyone. And another Aliquippa player. 2, one at the 25-yard line and one at the other 40-yard line as the Riverhawks are celebrating as if this one's already over.
They're just dropping like flies on the Aliquippa side, Joe. I'm telling you, they're primed for an upset, Joe. Boy, I hope I can predict this one correctly, but I just love what I'm seeing here. I mean, you don't want to see any kid obviously get hurt. They're just all cramps.
But it's a part of the preparation that goes into playing a sport, Doug.
Yeah.
You know this, that this much cramping, you know, if all things were equal, then why aren't the Riverhawks cramping as much?
Right.
So
I mean, I'm watching 2 kids, one at Aliquippa's own 27, the other one at the Riverhawk 40, both being worked on by training staffs. This is just crazy.
I want to take a moment to thank one of our faves, one of our best sponsors out there, Steffi's Country Catering, this holiday season. After these last couple of years where we have maybe have gotten the chance to spend time with family as much as we have in the past, let Steffi's do the cooking. Not to mention Sunday special, Steelers season right around the corner. You can get whatever on a Sunday, but there's nothing better than those delicious home-cooked meals. That's the emphasis there, home-cooked.
Love Terry Steffi Catering.
Yep, stick, as my mom would call it, stick to the bones type meals. And that's where you go during Steelers season. That's where I'm going to go during Steelers season, to Steffi's Country Catering. Check him out on Facebook. Look up at Terry Steffi. You can see his Sunday specials right there on his Facebook page. And make sure you check him out today.
Big number 70 being helped off the field, Joe. And just to give the fans some perspective here, he's only 6'3.5", 341 walking off the field for Aliquippa.
Well,
you know, we talked about would it play a factor that Armstrong played a game and Aliquippa didn't. And I said, well, Aliquippa has experience. It's probably not going to matter. I'm wrong, Joe. The fact that Aliquippa did not play last week and you're seeing all these cramps, I think that's part of it.
I'm glad are being recorded right now. Doug Flanders saying, I was wrong. You heard that out there, folks. You heard it.
Doesn't happen too often, Joe.
No.
You got to catch me when I am wrong.
The Swami of sports predictions, Doug Flanders. The ball, high snap gathered in, punts. Another sky-high Joe Rhodes drive. And out of bounds. That one come back in. I thought it bounced in the painted area, but they'll say no. And Riverhawks again, Doug, good field position to start this drive. And they will start it tied now at 27 seconds left here in the third quarter. Another one of our sponsors and another one of our faves. Our guy, Ryan Sprankle. I was supposed to go see Ryan yesterday, and this is the kind of dedication this guy has. I'm supposed to go film a commercial with him. We have this really fun idea, and I'm sure you folks out there will enjoy it once we do get it done. But Ryan had to cancel. You know, a truck came in, an unexpected meat truck. I hate when that happens in my life. When the only unexpected meat truck, pulls into the driveway. But Ryan, just a dedicated guy, he cuts the meat himself, folks, a lot of times. So I think that gets lost. He certainly a dedicated man to his craft, and certainly this area.
Nothing that time, Joe.
Yeah, first carry of the Armstrong drive. Nothing doing. Good penetration by the Quips. And that will probably, I think, do it for the third quarter of play. Maybe one more? No.
Nope.
That will do it. So
Won by the Riverhawks, Joe. That quarter, Armstrong 7 and Aliquippa nothing.
Yeah, just the body language here right now. This Armstrong team just celebrating as if a conclusion has been or determined here, Doug. Yeah, your thoughts really is.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah, Aliquippa looks like they're ready to go home, Joe. They're just walking methodically back over. They're injured. They're banged up. Whereas Armstrong is ready to take it to him here to start this fourth quarter. Just great to see. You got a packed house here. The cheerleaders, they all got their lit on down there. Student section is packed. Boy, the fans are seeing a dandy. I mean, you got all kind of broadcast networks here. Just a great ball game.
There's only one you should watch, though, right?
Oh, for sure, High Top. There's only really one and only.
Yeah. Well, it's we're glad to be here. I know it's a pleasure. You mentioned it, Doug. It's an honor to get to watch something so much fun. It gives me some flashbacks to. You always remember those good games that you watch, and I had a couple good ones this year. Of course, your teams among those. Really, I feel like this was the most eventful postseason I've had as a journalist. In all, getting to watch you guys repeat as a state runner-up and going through that meat grinder that is your section, and got to see a couple awesome district championship games here on High Top Sports Network in both the Whitfield and District 6. So didn't think I was going to get to call a state championship game either, but this season off to a really great start too, maybe giving last season a run for its money here in 2022-23, and we're super excited to bring you the action out there, wherever you may be tonight.
Blitz.
Olsen fakes, throws it.
No.
That one, nothing happening. That was a forward pass for sure, but the Quips will try to track it down to be absolutely sure and bring up 2nd and 10.
Aliquippa bringing some blitz up the middle in Caden's face. Again, that's that tough play in traffic, Joe. Really tough. 3rd down right here. I'm thinking throw it up to Isaiah Brown. Give him another chance. Let's see what they decide to do here. 3rd and 10.
Yeah, that catch by Isaiah Brown was a thing of beauty. Wow. See a lot of you out there tuning in. We really appreciate you joining us. We love providing this content. I know Doug and I, we can sit and talk sports all the time. People around us probably get annoyed. But Olsen.
The delayed draw on 3rd and 10, just tough to get that many yards. We got an Armstrong player now down, Joe.
Ooh. Yeah, not an awkward way of getting up, and give that young man credit. He's going. I'm walking off myself. That was number 79. Let's give him some props for the Riverhawks there. Doug.
Jacob Panchik, Joe.
Yep,
another senior. Talking about these seniors that have really laid the foundation here for these Riverhawks.
He's going to go rub dirt on it and be back in 10 minutes,
Absolutely.
probably.
He'll be back in.
So we talked about the big downs here tonight. Looks like the Riverhawks will, let's say, maybe long snap this back to Crispin, and another one of those line drive punts.
Nice.
Wonder if it was going to maybe hit.
Oh!
It did,
All
and
right.
then knocked down.
All right.
I don't know why you even tried to field that if you're the Quips, but kind of dodging a bullet there, and that's where the Beaver County residents will take over here in the 4th quarter. Their first such offensive possession of the 4th. The score, Armstrong 14, the Aliquippa Quips 14 here on this Richard G. Snyder YMCA game night on High Top Sports Network. Getting a lot of texts, a lot of messages from you folks. A lot of people, whether you're in your car driving somewhere, you're sitting in your living room with it on your smart TV, which is my favorite way of watching High Top Sports. That's right, I watch my own network when I'm not calling a game. Definitely download the Boxcast app and watch us that way. And on your phones and tablets, we appreciate you folks. But we certainly suggest you find out who our sponsors are for this game and go seek out their services and their goods, because they are making this possible, and we're just thrilled to be here. Good's going to roll out, throw across his body. Probably the best pass we've seen from him all night. Put some zip on that throw across his body and finds who else but Dominic Walker for a nice gain. I think that's going to be maybe just a bit short of the first down. They're going to say about a yard and just a hair over a yard.
Yeah. Appreciate all the kind words and all the text messages from all the fans out there texting, and it's great to hear from you guys. We appreciate you listening to us on High Top, trying to bring the best broadcast we can for you guys, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I couldn't say it any better, Doug. Well said, and hopefully this game is continue to go the way it has, because it has been a thriller so far. That one barely to the first down sticks, but it looks like it will be enough for the first down. No surprise here, Doug. It was Dozic Zablocki there with the number switch, wearing number 11. Wore number 12 a season ago, now wearing the double 1.
Yeah, Aliquippa trying to give everything they have here, Joe. They're proud champions. They're going to try to gut this one out and pull out the win. Riverhawks trying to stop them.
Hand off to the left side. There's a nice hole there. Riverhawks quick to meet the ball carrier. And a flag. Maybe the Riverhawks getting a little too aggressive.
Face mask, Joe.
So I wonder if the Riverhawks, that's against the Quips, as Ian Olsen is signaling there. Ian Olsen.
Look at Ian, just putting it. I hope we got that on
camera.
Oh, yeah,
that's
Joe.
definitely on there.
That is just awesome right there by Ian. He's going to hear that one from me on Tuesday when we get back to school.
He's been fun to watch, but no more fun than that right there. But that right there, that energy we've seen from the Riverhawks here for much of this second half, and really the tail end of that second quarter too, Doug. Haven't seen anything quite like that from the Quips. They started the game. You saw that unsportsmanlike conduct play, the excitement around that, the big tackle, and that big hit on Jack Balasek. But really, besides that, I haven't seen a much emotion, I guess you could say, out of Aliquippa since.
You're not going to believe this, Joe, but we have another play over 20 yards. We got 1st and 23.
Had a few of those.
Craziness.
And we've seen a few of them get converted, too, nonetheless, Doug. One of which was that Walker play that led to Armstrong's first score. Touchdown pass to Dozic Zablocki. A beautiful play there by Dozic to create some space. The ball out in the flat. Little block in the back. You got to wonder, nothing called. Number 33 there was. But give Armstrong credit despite that. Quickly over there to corral the receiver was who else?
Yeah. Great play by Dozic, because I'm going to tell you, when that play first went down, there was running room, Joe. I was worried that one could go to the house. And Dozic just closed it up real quick, and 7-8 yard gain, so it's still 2nd and long for the Quips.
I got to change our quarter. Thank you out there for letting me know, Josh. We're so excited I'm not even paying attention to the screen here. Got the score right, though. Here's a pass across his body.
No way.
And just too tough there. Getting pressure on the quarterback was number 65.
Aliquippa just does not have the answers, Joe. I mean, they're getting a few runs up the middle, but nothing big. That time they tried to go to that little out pattern coming across his body, and Good is just not that good at doing that.
Give
Joe.
Owen Kamer, another senior, Doug, to your point, getting pressure, getting to the quarterback quite quickly there. 9:49 left, a 3rd and 14, another 3rd and long.
This is a game, Joe, that these seniors will remember the rest of their life. If they can pull out this W and say that they beat the #1, look at this, beat the #1 team in the state, get him!
And he's going to get outside, does good. And he's going to get out enough for a first down. It looked like he had nowhere to go. He got that one little block outside that I think took care of Zablocki, and
he was real good there, Joe. I'm going to tell you what, I did not see that happening at all. Armstrong defenders were real close to bringing him to the turf, and he somehow got away. Wow.
And slowly back to the huddle are the Aliquippa players, though, so that still evident is the sort of the methodical way in which the Quips are
9 minutes, Joe, here on this on the clock. Midfield for Aliquippa.
9:37, snap, hand off to the right, cuts back, hit, spins, out of it, nice run there. Back on the field, a good sign for Quips fans, number 23.
Back to Tyquay Hayes.
Yeah, Tyquay Hayes, the sophomore. A little bit of a breather there after the cramps had gotten him in the end of the third quarter. Down to the 36, really the most momentum we've seen from Aliquippa here in quite some time.
Best Aliquippa play in a while on the ground there, Joe. They're running by, and as he humbles and steps and stumbles off the field.
Yeah, and I figured that you're going to see him in bits and spurts here, probably for the remainder here tonight. Play game.
2. Oh, they got it
Somehow
off.
got it off. It's good, and there's
There
some
he
running room
goes.
outside. A big stiff arm, but Ian Olsen doing enough to push him out of bounds despite that nice stiff arm by Lindsey Gill. And guess what? They are inching closer, are these Quips, for the first time, what it feels like in a long time, Doug, to the Ryan Bowser State Farm red zone. Like a good neighbor, our man Ryan Bowser's there.
Yep. 2 teams just gutting it out. Boy, Aliquippa just, they're down, they're hurt, they're injured, and they're just trying to find what they have left in that gas tank to try to pull this out. It's just, what a fight. This is like a heavyweight fight here, Joe.
Under center's good. Hands it off to his left. There's a hole there by Lindsey.
Uh-oh.
Gill, and he breaks another tackler and then wrapped up and thrown out of bounds around the 6-yard line by 2 Riverhawks. So again, this is as good as the Hawks have, or excuse me, the Quips rather, have looked in quite some time, and now the Riverhawks down with a cramp. So 8:44 left in the fourth quarter. Make sure we have that updated here on the screen for you. This game it feels like at times it's been just painstakingly slow, Doug, and at others it feels like you look away and the 2-minute warning of the quarter. Right now is one of those moments where it feels like this fourth quarter has kind of been
dragging,
dragging, but now kind of moving right along, and as it kind of did in the first quarter when the Quips were doing what they're doing right now and ripping off big chunks of yardage by pounding it inside. Outside is Lindsey Gill. Escapes the first tackler, but not really, because he holds onto his leg, and then the caravan of Armstrong players, including Isaiah Brown, over there to finish him off. So I think you're going to see heavy doses of Lindsey Gill here for the rest of this game, as Taekwon Hayes is going to be probably limited, except here's Lindsey Gill trotting off. Hayes still, I think, on the sideline. So another Quip will be featured in the backfield. Looks like number 22 or 23. Doug can't really see. That's Taekwon Hayes. And he's going to try to push forward. He's going to keep the legs moving.
Oh, Joe, he's short. He's short.
And just short. 7:55 left. Fourth quarter, excuse me. Time just ticking away. And Rocco Schwartz with the stop there for Armstrong. Quickly back to the line. Hand off. And plowing his way in is Hayes. So a nice response after, Doug, we both said it. They looked as deflated as any team I've seen on a football field in quite some time. They stormed back and punched the ball in on a long, methodical drive, again, much like they did on their very first touchdown score of this game, using that run game and using it right up the middle.
Yeah, that time it was all runs, Joe, down the field, most of them to the left side. They definitely found something there. Like I said, they have a heart of a champion. You could tell they're not going to go quietly. 7:40 left, plenty of time. This is a key extra point here for Aliquippa to try to go back on top by 7.
So the Riverhawks, can they have another?
Miss it, Joe? It is no good. That's what we needed, Joe.
Wow. What do you mean we? I'm not playing. You're not playing.
That's kind of what I was hoping for there, Joe. I sensed 21-20. That's what I sense. I don't know. It's crazy.
So the Riverhawks, again, you just gave up a touchdown, but the energy level doesn't seem like it deviated too much at all there, Doug. They kind of trotted off the field and showed a lot of kind of the emotion you just showed on that missed extra point. It's like, hey, we're going to get the ball back here now, and an extra point could possibly win it.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very interesting here over this final 7:40 left of this fourth quarter. And Aaron Lehman, you want to say something to the folks? You want to thank any of our wonderful friends? How about the Richard G. Snyder YMCA? If you're trying to hoop it up and get fouled 50 times and not shoot a single free throw, go to the Richard G. Snyder YMCA. That's what happens to me every time I go there. No, but all seriousness, a great time hooping there. Play with a lot of my friends there, and it's just always a fun atmosphere. You get to say hello to a lot of folks that play a really crucial a crucial role in the community and some of the athletic programs.
Well, I mean, I have to say you were a basketball player that ran cross country. So.
I was a basketball player that ran cross country, not the other way around.
No, of course.
A cross country runner that played basketball. That would. But you know what? You made me enjoy it. I certainly I had some good PRs by the time it was all said and done, even though I hated every minute of it. It's very painful. It's a very painful sport. But a very painful sport we're watching here in the Quips. I am. 7:40 left, fourth quarter for anybody out there. I just said the time about, 20 seconds ago. Aliquippa 2 kickoff. 7:40 left. The fourth quarter, that's the last quarter of the game. Meaning that 3 quarters have already expired. And the Riverhawks looking to respond again in this final quarter. Holding on to it is 22. He's brought down at about the 36.5-yard line in the fourth quarter with 7:32 left in this one.
Beautiful. All right, Armstrong taking over here. Let's put together the drive. This is the defining drive right here, Joe. We need a response. You got 7:30 to play.
Wait, how much time?
7:32 to be precise.
7:32 left in the fourth quarter, a score that not too many would have predicted at this stage of the game, given the resumes of these two teams. But the Riverhawks certainly taking the fight to these Quips.
Make a play, Armstrong. Make a play.
3 receivers at the bottom. Olsen's going to roll that way. Throw low, but bobbled and dropped by Isaiah Brown. In the vicinity as well was number 10 for the Riverhawks. That is Joe Bartolowicz. It'll bring up a second down and 10. 7:25 left. Fourth and final quarter of play here in this Woodfield non-conference Class 4A clash. Could this be the drive of the game? Drive of the game sponsor, of course, our friends at Sprankle's Neighborhood Market. Hashtag save on the meat, save on the sushi, save on it all. Good food, good people, but a bad snap. Olsen's able to get it. He's going to be able to throw it away. He's going to throw it deep. There's a chance. A lot of hand jousting. And the refs will kind of look at each other, waiting for the other one to maybe throw it, and another Quip down. You have to wonder here, Doug, with the number of stoppages here as the Armstrong sideline, not happy with that. I don't know how you throw a flag on that. That was just two guys deep down the field, not expecting the ball maybe even to be thrown in their vicinity after that one was snapped and picked up about 12 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and Caden Olsen showing that his right arm is actually bionic.
Joe, that was an absolutely amazing throw. We had a horrible snap. He's running backwards.
He's about the
he
20-yard
picks it
line,
up
right?
at about the 20,
Yeah.
Joe. And the Aliquippa defender is laying on the ground at the 25. Now, I'm no math guy. Well, actually, I am a math guy, Joe. If I'm doing this correctly, that's like 55 yards in the air, Joe.
Yeah, off kind of falling away there, too, nonetheless. Not an easy throw to make. That's why I think I think the refs were even kind of as surprised as the players that were jousting for it were. That's why they kind of looked at each other like, did that just happen? Did he punt it?
Yeah.
Or was that a Joe Rhodes drive?
That was great. No Gardocki. Although, Joe, I would like to reference, I have not said Chris Gardocki's name this much in years, probably ever, Joe.
You know, I tend to have that impact. I forget who I was talking to the other night, and I was bringing up Tony Womack, a former Pirate second baseman from the.
We have to put a Pirate reference in here.
Oh yeah. But another Quip down around the 25, as Doug said, right where that ball landed, as Caden Olsen eluding. 7:16. That means a total of 8 seconds have gone off the clock since the last time I had mentioned what the time was. Fourth quarter. That means there's no more quarters after this unless it'd be tied, and then we'd play more. So.
3rd and 10, huge play, Riverhawks.
Yeah, very huge play here. Armstrong.
Yeah, this Quip is being carried off the field, Joe.
Yeah, that's.
They are now carrying them off the field.
I don't know how there's anyone left here for Aliquippa. You know, these guys. You know, some of their best players have been victim of these cramps, including Their all-worldly running back.
Uh-oh.
There's a chance.
Oh, he's wide
and he
open.
missed it. Caden Olson. Boy, oh boy. Doesn't have those too often.
Punt. They got a punt.
But just out
Oh,
front.
another one down. This is getting to be every play, Joe.
Yeah, you have to wonder, this is allowing, the big guys up front to get a break. This is what I said a while ago, Doug. This is
going to be the longest fourth quarter, Joe. And literally, there's a 5-minute stoppage every play.
Yep. Yeah, this might be the only High Top Sports Network broadcast still in the air tonight. We had three others. We had South Allegheny welcoming Freeport. We'll hopefully get a final there for you. It's probably been over for 2 hours. West Shamokin traveling to Purchase Line. The guys on scene out there, and we also had the Kiski area Cavaliers hosting the Pine Richland Rams. So we will see what those scores are. A Heritage Conference final out there for you, folks that love their Heritage Conference. The Cambria Heights team knocks off Portage 13-6. A low-scoring affair there. There's out-of-town scores sponsored by Phoenix Physical Therapy in Laurel Valley and Katanning. Why have one good place to do PT when you could have two? Call the folks at Katanning and Laurel Valley. Or if you have a closer Phoenix in your area, tell them you heard on High Top Sports Network, and they should hop on the network. 4th and 10. Olsen the up man. This one stepped back. It bobbled. The punt's still going to get off. A good wobbler. It's going to have a chance to roll for a while, and an Aliquippa player gets out of the way wisely. It seems like the first time that's happened all day, but Aliquippa now with the ball with exactly 7 minutes left, fourth quarter, and a 6-point advantage. Can this defense come up with one more big stop, Doug?
Yeah.
That is the million-dollar question here as these two teams continue to battle it out in this never-ending game of cramps on High Top Sports Network.
I feel like Aliquippa is just going to continue to run the ball, Joe. Both teams with 3 timeouts to play, 7 minutes. It's crunch time. We got a one-score ball game. Defense has to stop the Quips here if they want to win this game. They have to.
Some finals out there. Actually, is the fourth quarter. Here's a quick handle. We'll get to the scores in a moment. Cuts that one outside.
Great cut.
Yeah, great cut. But
great
coming out of
play
was
Kai
and Klein, but he grabbing his kind of chest area there, and Hayes probably needs just to sit this one out.
What a surprise.
He probably should just. I'm serious. It's the same guys. Why would you continue to put guys in if they're going to get if they're going to be down after every play? It's just.
As I like to say, Joe, enough is enough.
It's not fair to the kids.
Enough is enough.
And I mean Hayes as well. And he's going to be carried off just like the last guy. And I think it's probably better you let him just sit this one out. They've got bigger games down the road that they should be concerned with. Of course, their only loss last year also took place early in the season, Doug. So, if you're Aliquippa, you can afford to lose. It's not that they're trying actively to lose, but if you lost it, it doesn't mean that all is lost.
So 2nd and 5 for the Quips. As they've just carried, I wish I was keeping track, Joe, of how many
cramps?
Aliquippa cramps.
This I told you it rivals the Freeport Armstrong game opening night last year. That one was very much like this. Here's a run up the middle.
Nice.
4
Klein
Riverhawks
again.
smack and lay the boom on.
And
Lindsey
guess what,
Gill.
Joe? I know you're not going to believe this.
Yeah, Lindsey Gill's down.
The other running back. It is every play.
Yeah. We're never going to leave here, are we? We're never getting out of here.
I don't know how long that broadcast goes, Joe, but
I should mention it. All right, so I've mentioned the time now about 16 times. There's 6:31 left here, fourth quarter.
And only 30 seconds.
Yes, 30 seconds have run off, and I've now said the time. So just again, it's 6:31 left, fourth quarter, and another cramp stopping play here. Stop me if I've said that already. Aaron Lehman having to sit because Aaron, it's a lot of standing. I know, man.
And again, I know this is ridiculous, but this takes away one of Armstrong's strategies. You know, one of Armstrong's strategies was to keep the Quips on the field and get them tired, and this is ridiculous.
I said this a quarter and a half ago, Doug. This is it's changing the game. It's like if you really wanted to, not that I'm saying this is what's happening with Aliquippa, but if you really wanted to change the game and do it in a way that is kind of functionally legal, this is it. You could fake injuries all game long, stop the tempo, let those big guys up front get a little wind in their lungs and a little water in their gills, I guess you could say, and, you know, rest up a little bit. And look, that's been the philosophy, and wouldn't you know, the last drive, Aliquippa able to have a methodical long drive led by those guys up front. So, you know, I'm not saying at all, as again, here at number 23, the well-known and well-touted Hayes.
He can't even get back on the field, Joe.
Right,
He's
so
limping.
I don't know why you put him in. It's just, I think it's in bad taste at this point.
3rd and 4, Joe, and I hate to always say this, but a huge play.
Yeah, you haven't said that or anything. Fakes it to Hayes.
He's open.
Rolling out. Good's going to try
He's
to throw.
open.
And he puts it right
Make
on
the
the
tackle.
spot.
Good.
A nice job there by Quentin Good, the junior quarterback, able to throw one of his best balls of the night to find the receiver on the outside there and move the sticks here. 6:04 left, fourth quarter. Clock continues. What stops there at 6:04 to reset the sticks. And Armstrong needing a stop now as the clock now will roll. 6 minutes left. I don't think I've ever paid attention as much to who is coming in after every play here, Doug, just to kind of examine, is it somebody that's been on the ground more than 3 times with a cramp, and it looks like a false start there.
Back him up, Joe.
So that's huge right there for Armstrong.
We'll make it 1st and 15.
Hey, it's amazing. Nobody's hurt.
Yeah.
On a false start, we don't have an injury.
Yeah. Coincidence, I think not. Now, so yeah, the Quips will be sent back 5 yards. More time has been taken off the clock in the last 2 plays than the previous 8. 5:41 left. Seriously, I think that's actually the case.
Yeah.
What time is it there?
I say it, Joe, all the time.
9:41.
You can't script this stuff, Joe.
Wow.
The curfews of these kids, Joe.
What do you mean they're curfews? I've got one too. I got to get to bed here. It's been a long day in High Top Land.
Hey, Monday's Labor Day. I got an extra day off, so I'm gonna enjoy it. Little picnic action, Joe.
Oh yeah, little picnics. Last chance for those picnic foods of the summer. Short run here, kind of back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a hair short. We'll bring up a 3rd and long. 5:14 left. Closing into these crunch time moments of this one. How will it end? Will Armstrong come up with another big stand on defense? Is there going to be a big play?
Make a play.
College football last night, Doug. A couple big defensive plays had a bearing on some local games.
Yeah.
Armstrong would like nothing more than to have a very similar type play here.
It was Devonshire, who was a former Aliquippa alum for Pitt.
And a big hole, but met there
yes.
at the point of contact and not able to get much more.
I just feel like Aliquippa trying to hang on. I know it's crazy, but they just down players, and they're just trying to gut this one out and hang on.
Everybody's going to be standing on the bus ride home. You ever try to sit with a cramp?
On a bus, yeah.
Yeah. No, everybody's going to be standing from here to Beaver County.
3rd and 7.
So another big 3rd down. I feel like we have said that quite a few times, but Doug, it is the truth. Yeah, there's been so many big moments on 3rd down, and for the most part, Armstrong has held their own defensively on the crucial down. Clock hits the 4:07 mark, so we're kind of getting through this game a little bit quicker than we were before, but a timeout stops the clock. Aliquippa takes it at 4:02. Want to take a moment here again to thank our sponsors. You folks out there are watching this incredible game as a result of these fine folks, and they include Sprankle's Neighborhood Market and Olson Chiropractic. Olson, of course, our official broadcast, or excuse me, our scoreboard sponsor. Sprankle's just sponsoring everything. They're wonderful. They know that the value of this and bringing a positive light, shining a positive light in these student athletes is a important thing to do. Also want to thank the YMCA, another great organization, all the fine folks over there, Chris and everyone else. We thank you guys for your support. It means a ton to us, and we are glad to represent you in your efforts again to support young athletes. Also want to thank Olson Chiropractic. The everyday aches and pains get you down. Go to Olson Chiropractic. He's going to be a busy man coming up here, Will Ryan Olson. And maybe these Aliquippa players will just head straight up to Dr. Olson's right now after this one. They're going to probably need it. Or they can head to, if they're going the Manorville route, they could go to Dr. DeMond.
Yeah, I don't know how many trainers and doctors they have over there, but
not enough.
Maybe they can stop at Sprankles and get some bananas, Joe.
Maybe the problem here is they need to switch sports. They could go to AIA after this one and hit some balls or learn some techniques from the great Pete Harmon. Here's a snap, throw outside.
Oh, he's open,
wide
Joe.
open,
He's
some
open.
space. Going to cut it back to the middle, and there's a nice tackle from behind. But after the first down by number 65, give him credit because if he doesn't bring him down, that might have been a game-changing play. Number 65.
As 15 limps off the field.
Owen Kamer, yeah, with the tackle there for the Hawks. Clock now rolling, 3:54 left.
Huge conversion for Aliquippa there.
And give credit here to the Quips junior quarterback, Quentin Good. He's made more good throws, I think, on this drive, Doug, than he has really, I think, in this entire game prior. He's missed a couple easy ones across the middle, ones that I think he'd like to have back, but he has been
he's been really good, Joe, in the second half. He really has.
He really has, and he's put it where he needs to give his receivers and his targets a chance. Here's a handoff up the middle. The once limping number 23, Hayes. Shoestring tackle there. He brought down at the 28. He had a nice burst there for somebody that's been down with cramps 7 times.
As he may stay out here, Joe. I don't know. He's on the side.
Well, he had a good gain. Of course he's going to stay out.
Yeah.
Now, if he was hit hard at the line of scrimmage, he'd probably be limping off.
Timeout Armstrong, Joe. First timeout for them.
Yeah, to the point now where you got to start thinking about burning them because you're so deep in Aliquippa, or Aliquippa's so deep in your territory.
I don't even want to tell you about last week's game when there were 3 timeouts left in a one-score game, and it just ran off the clock. I'm not going to mention who that was, Joe, but that was interesting, to say the least.
To say the least. That result hopefully not in the cards for the Riverhawks. They just want to pull off that signature win that we've talked about over and over again here tonight. A Riverhawk team who I think really, I don't know if we can say that they were the better team here tonight, all things considered, with what Aliquippa has had to deal with many times without their quarterback. Good was out there for a period of time. He missed a couple snaps, but somebody who did miss a lot of time but made a big play there. A nice run for a first down was, of course, Taekwon Hayes, the sophomore standout for the Aliquippa squad. And then really a big night, too. You got to give props. You know, he started off with that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and you hate to see that because he's so talented, and you take away from your talent whenever you do something like that. But number 21, Donovan Walker, having a huge night tonight, making some really big plays, including 2 interceptions. So he's one of those guys you'll be able to look back on after this one if the Quips do hold on as being a big part of it. Walker up the middle, smacked hard by a bunch of Riverhawks, and
Timeout Armstrong.
Yeah, timeout by the Hawks, 3:17 left. I repeat, 3 minutes, 17 seconds, second down, or that'll be now third down. Ball on the 20.
Second
and 7. Ball marked at the 21.
You know, all these stoppages, it's made a difference, Joe.
It has.
I mean, Aliquippa was down and out in that third quarter, and they were injured, and Armstrong was catching them, and it's just with all these stoppages, they've been able to catch their breath, all these timeouts, and then they've been able to go and execute a play. It has changed the game. I hate to say that. But,
getting some finals here on High Top Sports Network. The out-of-town scores brought to you by Steffi's Country Catering. On Sunday, don't cook, just go to Terry. He knows what he's doing.
It's Labor Day weekend, Joe. Get Terry.
And then, you know, like I said, it's so true. We haven't had a lot of time these past few years to spend with our loved ones. We've been in quarantine and then everything else that's been going on. So this year, if you get a chance to spend it with loved ones, let Terry do the cooking. He would love nothing more than to provide a delicious home-cooked meal for you and your loved ones. So Thanksgiving coming up, Christmas coming up. Don't cook. Kick it old school with your family instead and let him cook.
Again, my phone blowing up. Great to hear from all you guys out there listening to us on High Top. We're having a blast here, so glad you could be with us.
Yeah, certainly glad you could be with us.
Nowhere else we'd rather be than
the angle, Joe.
And he
That's
got
gonna
it, and
ice
he's
it.
in for the touchdown.
Oh, we have a flag. We have multiple flags.
I think it's going to be an unsportsman. It looks like number 33 might have been continuing after the play, driving Armstrong, number 35, into the ground. Man, oh man, if this game or this drive is killed by an unsportsmanlike, and your first score, or Armstrong's first score, was really a byproduct of a unsportsmanlike, if you're Aliquippa, you're going to be kicking yourself after this one.
This is a huge call, Joe. If they take this touchdown off the board and back them up,
that was
this is a huge call in the game.
Mick Neely, the junior, was the one being. That's where the flag was, at least. And like as I saw the yellow in the air, it looked like. It is indeed. So the Quips.
Is it a touchdown? Is the question. I don't know if that's a touchdown, Joe.
Before the penalty occurred, therefore, I believe he said the touchdown will stand.
So the Aliquippa faithful here to the left, they love to hear that. That's as loud as we've heard them all night. Traveling well.
It is going to stand, Joe. What a huge. That's going to ice this one away.
Yeah, it makes it a 26-14 advantage, and the extra point still upcoming, and only 3 minutes and 10 seconds left here. Maybe the Riverhawks wearing down a little bit there. It seemed like the last couple drives here, Doug, and it makes you wonder why they didn't do it sooner. But Aliquippa, going back to how they scored on their first drive, just kind of ground and pound and take it right to the Riverhawks as some of the fans start filling out here at what is this, Next Tier Bank Stadium or something?
Yes, that's what it is. You know what?
I don't want to give them a pop. They don't sponsor. But that's okay. We like our friends there. They're cool. Who knows?
Aliquippa may have learned something about themselves here. I know that sounds silly to say, but the second half they went back to the run. They used Walker and Hayes, and they're tough to stop, Joe. No real big plays, but just enough to move the chains. A couple big third down conversions. And just enough to get the job done. Give Armstrong all the credit in the world. They really battled this team. You got the number 1 team in the state, the number 5 team in the nation, Joe. Just think about that. And what we almost saw here tonight.
Yeah, it's I think a good game for the Riverhawks in terms of not just building a little momentum and building some confidence, but also kind of seeing where you stand at this stage of the season and what this game could do. You never want to experience an L. Nobody ever likes that. The person that likes experiencing a loss is a big old L on their forehead, loser, because you got to want to win. You got to go out there and want to win every week. And this Armstrong team showing the fight of a team that really expects to do stuff in the postseason this year. Of course, winning the first ever playoff game in program history. Yet a young program, nonetheless, Doug, but accomplishing that feat last year. Right on this very same field, and they want more. They're not just satisfied with that one playoff victory. They want to go on a run this year and send their star quarterback off to Penn in style.
Yeah. And last year, Joe, I did a game here early in the season with Armstrong, and they played McKeesport at home, and they had a loss, and it was a good fight, kind of similar to this game. And I said at that time, don't be surprised if we see McKeesport again. And guess what happened in the playoffs, Joe? They ran into McKeesport. So now I'm watching Aliquippa out here at home early in the season, and I'm gonna make a little prediction right now.
Wow!
Do not be surprised if we see Aliquippa again.
I mean, the stars could align in a way that that would happen. You imagine? Okay, Armstrong will go to 500 after this, a 1-1 record. And a tough one next week, too. So an interesting path that the Armstrong will have to navigate here to begin the season. But to your point, Doug, it's not unlikely to see a scenario where these two teams could face off, even in that opener of the Class 4A playoffs, because we know what kind of meat grinder it is that the Quips play in, and Armstrong, not an easy section that they participate themselves. So it'll be interesting to see, Doug, an interesting prediction. I'd be here. I'd love to do it.
Oh, yeah, that would be great, Joe.
Hopefully we will be able to do so here.
And one thing that would be interesting, Joe, like we said, Aliquippa does not have a field. So for playoffs, what would they do there, Joe?
I was watching it on YouTube where they're playing. I want to say it's at Moon, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I think they do. Maybe it's just where they practice. I'm not sure. You know where they should have it? At Acrashore Stadium. because the reason being is, I'm not being funny here. I didn't want to just have to name drop Acrashore, which is, they've given us $0, so you're welcome, Acrashore. But anyways, I digress. The Quips have played so many games on that field, so many meaningful, big games on that field. If they got to pick, it would make sense if they did pick the fine facility known as Acrashore Stadium. You're welcome again, Acrashore.
2-point conversion there for Aliquippa, 28-14. So this is what I always like to say at the end, Joe. Let's make it look good on paper. Let's get another touchdown. But more importantly, no injuries. All right, this game's over. It's an exhibition. You have 3 minutes left. Okay, so.
I don't even know if you bring out your big guns here. I see Isaiah Brown out there, and I see. I don't know. I just. I want to err on the side of caution here, and. Because here's the thing, the stories, how this game is detailed, and I'm probably not going to be able to get this one in the paper. I apologize, folks. Make sure you do grab your Saturday copy of the Leader Times. I know that we're going to have some of the action around the area covered, but this one, because of the 47,522 cramps that took place, will not be able to get the story probably in here for tomorrow with our early deadline. But make sure you do grab your copy tomorrow.
Was there more fans at the Pitt West Virginia game, or were there more cramps in this one, Joe?
I'm going to call that one a wash.
Okay.
About the same. A push in the betting world. What really stood out to you, Doug? Obviously, we're going to have a little bit of time here in an abbreviated post-game show because, again, this game has it's gone on like the movie. Oh man, I lost it. What's the one with Leonardo DiCaprio and there's upside down buildings? Help me out here, Lehman. You know this one. You look like a Leonardo DiCaprio fan kind of movies. You have Titanic on Blu-ray.
Hey, next time they play,
text it to me if you know the answer to that question.
Oh,
out there.
Inception.
Inception?
Yep.
All right, we got it.
That
Never
movie
mind.
just felt like forever, and that's what this game kind of has in the second half. So, anyways, name drop the folks that made Inception. You're welcome.
2 takes I take away from this game. Aliquippa, the heart of the champion, able to gut it out, get the win. And honestly, for Armstrong, the defense. I'm very happy with the defense. Another crazy situation here, Joe. Aliquippa kicking off from their own 12-yard line.
And I'm not sure. Is this the kicker they've had all night? I think so. Might as well throw somebody else out there. An interesting game nonetheless. There's going to be so many little. That's actually a pretty solid kick right there. Back to get it is Brown. Brown's going to try to find the left sideline, go even further out, and then he's met and taken out of bounds in Aliquippa territory. So good field position too, as you said, Doug. Try to make this one look good on paper, but that's the thing. This one's going to look good on paper regardless.
Yeah, for sure.
If the folks like myself who have to put this into print and folks have to read it that way, or go back and watch the rebroadcast of this one, it's going to be a good one for sure to watch. I might have to do that here later on, but I know there are some other games that we did tonight that I'd love to go back and watch and listen to our guys on the air. But yeah, this is one that I'm definitely going to end up rewatching again at some point in time, Doug, and hopefully you all out there have enjoyed it as much as Doug, myself, and the one and the only, the dude, Aaron Lehman, on camera.
Okay. Armstrong starting in Aliquippa territory.
Fakes the handoff. Olsen gets rid of it, hits his brother Ian in stride past the.
Oh, look at this run.
Past the 35, and a nice play there by Ian Olsen. Now talk about something about he and Kai and Klein tonight. Some of these younger guys really stepping up, and then of course, the Doses of Kabalakis of the world just showing up on every play. But some guys really standing out tonight, Doug.
Come on, got to get organized here.
We're gonna bring 3 receivers to the bottom. In the middle of that is Isaiah Brown. Olsen's going to run the option. He's going to keep it. He has a nice little hole there. Those long strides get him down to the about 25-yard line.
Waiting for an Aliquippa player to be laying on the ground here to slow this down.
You know what? Isn't it funny how now that they got like a lead that's big enough to say it's over that there hasn't been any cramps? I'm just. Yeah. Is that unfair? I don't know.
There
Olsen
it is, all
going to take it
day.
again. He's going to meet the contact and
be dropped at around the 18-yard line, and the clock ticks down to 2:16 as it stops, because so the chains can be moved quickly back as the clock starts back up again. As Olsen, he's going to try to run this one. He shuffles it outside on the pitch on the option play. The general spins and he moves, and he's brought down inside the 10-yard line. So we're in the Ryan Bowser State Farm red zone. Like a good neighbor, your man Ryan Bowser is there.
Get organized.
Olsen going to fake the handoff. Nice throw outside, and an even better tackle there. That's a heck of a throw, but great closing speed on the outside there by number so far away here.
Yeah.
Nice tackle nonetheless by that young man.
Nice timing pattern there. First and goal, Riverhawks.
1:45 left. Olsen fakes the handoff, throws it to the opposite side now where
he's in.
Klein is able to get past the first defender, but the second one wraps him up and assures him from getting into the end zone, or prevents him rather from getting in the end zone. But the Riverhawks right back up to the line of scrimmage, second down. Olsen's going to try to take this one himself, put his head down, but the Quips all over it, and the
use your timeout.
Yeah, Riverhawks quarterback brought down.
And there's an Aliquippa kid down.
Well, yeah, they're close to the end zone. Armstrong's close to scoring. Oh no, timeout Armstrong. So I apologize. Yeah, I want to quickly say thanks again to the specific sponsors that are a part of tonight, and one that I want to make sure you check out their website and check out their stuff that's been going on and will be continue going on at Lernerville Speedway. Some, it's getting past the kind of the racing season. We're getting in the fall and stuff, but they still got some great stuff going on. Make sure you log on, visit them online, and if you're a local race fan, you know already that Lernerville is just a local gem as far as racing goes. Doug, a big Martin Truex Jr. fan. He's got the sticker on the back of his car and everything. I saw it. That's how I always know it's Doug. Lehman, on the other hand, a Brad Keselowski guy. So, needless to say, these two have been tense all night because of the hatred between Keselowski and Truex Jr. But again, Lernerville, go there, have a great time, fun for the entire family. Check out their schedule online today.
The wealth of knowledge you can pick up listening to this broadcast, just amazing, Joe.
You're welcome.
The references, the Gardocki, the Tony Womack. Where else do you get that stuff?
A slant pattern there knocked down before it has a chance to even get near its intended target. Good job at the line of scrimmage by Aliquippa. That'll bring up a 4th and 2, and you got to go for it here, Doug.
Yep, 4th and goal at the 2, Joe.
Yeah, you'd have to.
Let's get this. I want this to look really good.
And then recover the onside kick and go down and win?
Yeah, well, go for 2. Let's see. We're getting ahead of ourselves, as always.
Looks like Aliquippa will
use their final timeout.
Yeah, as the Quips will be out of timeouts here. So 1:13 left as the two teams will head to their respective sidelines, and Riverhawks a crack at the end zone, 4th and 2. Doug, thank you for saving my
Joe's stepping on his equipment here.
Yeah, I'm a little tired too. If I were Lehman's smart. He's the smart one here. He keeps sitting down between plays. My knees are I don't know how you're doing it.
Could it be because we have a 4-hour broadcast, Joe?
That's right.
Maybe.
If it wasn't for all the injuries.
Yeah, we would have been out of here. I would have been sleeping probably about 15 minutes ago.
My back hurts.
I know. But you know what? And I said this early on, the thing about it is Armstrong has a lot to take from this game regardless. But I think the bigger story maybe coming out of this is has Aliquippa been found out? Do we know, or will teams know, teams with the skill and the personnel, Doug, to give them a challenge? Do they know now from this game how you can take it to the Quips?
Yeah,
I think they do. I think you might have a strategy moving forward, because I don't think you're going to be able to use cramps as an excuse come
here we go
October. Pitch outside, bobbles it, almost had it, but then dropped down off the hands, and another one of those plays that Armstrong's going to look back on and wish they
had been able to convert, but that will give the ball over on downs to the Quips, who will look to milk the rest of the clock here with 1:08 left and do everyone a favor and get us out of here in one piece. 3 hours and 32 minutes we've been on the air.
Wow.
That's a...
is that a high top record, Joe, for a football game on a Friday?
I'd have to look, but I'm going to guess, yeah. Yeah, I'd have to say yes. As I look at that awesome-looking scoreboard up there, Olson Chiropractic. Thank you to Ryan and his entire staff up there for their support again. Something tells me Ryan's going to have his hands full doing some work on Ian and Caden. They have just been all over the place here tonight, those two. Really impressive night by both. Dare I say Ian maybe with the standout night. Not that Caden's night was anything to slouch at, but certainly a impressive performance by Ian Olson tonight, Doug.
Yeah, Ian Olson, he's a player, an up-and-coming player for the Riverhawks. Great game. Dozik Zablocki, Kyan Klein.
That front, the front.
The front, the defensive front.
Chrisman, it was him and Zablocki that were kind of plugging up the middle of the field there for most of that game. And Klein, now he's moved to the bottom of your screen there. But he was kind of playing that rover, sort of floating in the middle of the field. And you saw him put the hit stick down a couple times. And I heard a lot about Kyan Klein coming into this season as a receiver. And tonight he has really impressed me as a defender as the Quips hand the ball off with 18 seconds left. And that will wrap it up. A victory for the Aliquippa Quips, 28-14 here at Armstrong, but not without some, without it being hard fought and earned, needless to say here.
Yeah, hold your head high if you're a Riverhawk, and if you're a Riverhawk fan, good things lie ahead. If they can play like this against the top teams in the state of Pennsylvania, it's going to be a very successful season. And like I said, do not be surprised if you see these two teams playing each other much farther down the road. Maybe with more high stakes on the line, Joe. So.
And it's you're going to be happy with these results, but we know the perfectionist that is this Armstrong coaching staff, and they're going to look back and maybe want some things back. But as you said, Doug, I couldn't agree more. Hold your head high. There's a lot of good that came from this game. I think there's some guys that really emerged, and it takes a game like this sometimes to build confidence that can really propel you into being a difference maker over the course of the remainder of the season. I really expect the guys like the Kyan Kleins of the world and the Ian Olsons to really use this to build off of, and certainly it was a, I don't know why Aliquippa was trying to head over that way. Confusing, but
I think we had you missed a little dance off by the cheerleaders there, Joe, I think.
And they're lucky I wasn't down there. Why are you laughing? I'm dead serious.
Hey, you can head down, Joe, if you want.
I'm a tremendous dancer for those that don't know. We have obviously the player of the game and the play of the game and the drive of the game here. And I'm going to go with mine first. The drive of the game, I think, was the ensuing snaps after that unsportsmanlike conduct. I feel like that early momentum really helped the Riverhawks kind of believe in themselves. You get a 3rd and 28, you suddenly turn it into a first down, and you drive down the length of the field after that long run by Patton, I believe it was, and you punch it in. Yeah. I think that really, sometimes you need that early. You need to believe in yourself and get that little bit of success early on in the game to believe that you can do it. And that, I think, was the case tonight for the Riverhawks.
Number 1, Kyan Klein with 11 tackles, 2 tackles
for
losses.
Yeah, that's
Congratulations, Kyan. And our second
let Hedge do his first.
Players of the game. Dozik Zablocki.
How many tackles?
9 tackles.
Man, I felt like his name. I felt like he had double that, but he is just an impressive young man. His closing speed and his knack. It's a. I think of my coach. He said to speak of me and say I had a knack for finding the ball. And I really never understood what that means because I was dumb when I was that age. When I was a high school kid, I was really dumb. So now I get it, and that's kind of like Dozik's blocking when he tackles. He has a nose for the football. He finds it. He finds the best route to getting to the football. As good of a route as I've seen any high school player really over the last few years. Those were the player of the games here at the stadium and not ours. But I'm actually going to I'm gonna go away from that. I'm gonna go Ian Olsen. Ian Olsen has the ability to make this maybe the best receiving core that his brother Caden has had since taking over the starting quarterback job his sophomore year. There's been some good receivers here, but the combination of Isaiah Brown and look at Dozik's Zablocki. We didn't even mention that touchdown catch early in the game. That was the hands he showed there was just impressive, keeping that space from the defender. But all in all, Ian Olsen showing me something tonight, and really just the energy that you saw from him. So that's my player of the game. And then last but not least, the play of the game, it's got to be the touchdown catch by Isaiah Brown. So quiet there early on in the game, but it's like any good player. You can only hold him down so long before he makes an impact on the game. So my play of the game is that nice connection between Caden Olsen and Isaiah Brown for a score. Unfortunately, it would be their last time in the end zone, but an impressive play nonetheless between the two standouts for the Riverhawks. So, Doug, your play of the game, your drive of the game, and your player of the game. I want to mention real quickly before you do that, Doug, the player of the game sponsored by, it says Shop and Save at Franklin Village. Make sure you fuel up there if it's late like this. When the most gas stations are closed, you can go there. So do that today. And then our drive of the game is DeMond Chiropractic. We thank our friends at DeMond Chiropractic. And lastly, the play of the game brought to you by the one, the only, Ryan Sprankle at Sprankle's Neighborhood Market. Hashtag save on meat. Doug, take it away.
Well, you know what, and this is gonna be crazy, but one of my plays of the game, Joe, was all the cramping in the second half.
Wow.
Like that, I know that's crazy to say, but it literally changed the entire game in the second half. So my play of the game has been the cramping. Okay. And I know that sounds crazy, but that's what it is. My player of the game is going to be Kyan Klein. I just think that he had some huge hits there in the middle. He's a guy I thought that played a really good game. I've watched him play football, and I think this is the best game I've ever seen the kid play. Yeah. So I'm going to give him as my player of the game. And my drive of the game, well, that's a tough one too. But I'm going to say it was the penalty, the third and 28, the penalty on Aliquippa, which gave Armstrong the first down, which let them go down and get the touchdown and make them start to believe that they could beat these Quips. When you let a team hang around, you just give them life and you make them believe. And again, great game tonight. Really thrilled that I got to broadcast this ball game. So those are my plays of the game, and thank you very much for listening to us.
Yeah, and Doug, thank you for saying that because, man, it is a joy when you get those texts and those people that genuinely appreciate they can't be here for whatever reason, and they appreciate what you're doing and bringing this action. Not only just bringing it, but as I always say, man, this is spotlighting some great kids, some great young men and women that you obviously know well, Doug, from teaching here, and I've gotten to know over the last couple of years covering them. So, again, we thank you guys so much for tuning in. It means so much to us, and we love being here to bring you the action. That is for certain. Make sure you guys tune in for the games coming up this week. Hopefully, we'll have some volleyball on the docket. Fingers crossed there. Some things to get sorted out there, but we certainly would like to be bringing you coverage throughout the week. And leading up to our Fridays, cram-packed with football here on High Top Sports Network. We had 4 games tonight. This one is certainly the last one to finish, I'm certain. Make sure you log on. If you watch this one in its entirety, there are 3 others that you can go back and watch as we leave those games up. As Doug Flanders knows darn well, as the winning coach in the state championship game, said he had a lot of film on you, Doug, and I know where he got it, so I'm sorry.
That's good. I can't wait to see where we're at next week, Joe.
Yeah.
I have no idea, but
I don't know. That's the fun of it.
This is just great.
It's been a fun night, and glad to be here with you, and glad to certainly be here with the guy just walked away, going over to see what snacks were left. Aaron Lehman, great coach, great influence on me in my high school years. I said how dumb I was. If it weren't for you, I probably would have. I don't know. Who knows? I don't want to know. So thank you, Aaron, for being here. Appreciate you so much.
Doug, thank you so much. I love spending time up in the booth with you.
Hey, man, I'll tell you what, I'm proud of you for this whole thing.
Oh, thank
Good
you.
job, man.
Thank you. And thank you out there, folks. You make this so much fun. As I always say, it'd be a little weird if we were just sitting here with headsets on and talking to ourselves, but you are out there listening, and we appreciate it greatly. And our sponsors, one more time, the folks at Steffi's Country Catering. We're talking to you, Terry. Thank you so much, brother, for your support. Make sure you call him on Sundays for your Steeler games. Don't go get fast food and all that junk and clog the arteries. Go to Terry and get a home-cooked meal. Stick to the ribs at Steffi's Country Catering, Sprankle's Neighborhood Market, to where you can get the sushi madness on Wednesdays and hashtag save on meat all the time. The Richard G. Snyder YMCA, a great organization doing so many different things for the community. We appreciate their support of us. That means maybe as much as any that they are supporting us, and they share a very similar mission to us. So thank you to all the wonderful people at the Richard G. Snyder YMCA. Dr. Ryan Olson and the awesome folks at Ryan Olson Chiropractic. I guess it's just Olson Chiropractic, but we thank them for their support, and Doc Olson as well. Truly, since we started, he's been a big supporter and believes in our mission as well. So thank you, Ryan, greatly. Another Ryan. We've got a lot of Ryans on the network.
Yeah,
Ryan Bowser, State Farm right there in Ford City. Thank you so much, Ryan Bowser, for your support as well. It's greatly appreciated, and it's been consistent as well, and means the world to us. Make sure if you're looking for any kind of insurance, to check out our man right there on the main drag in Ford City. Give him a call today if you can't make it in. Des Moines Chiropractic, new to the network, but a big supporter, liking what we do, and that means a lot to us when these people jump on board even later. Obviously, you always love those folks that have been there from the start, but these people that start realizing at the end, like, that's a pretty cool thing you do, and a good way for me to spend my hard-earned money than with you and supporting these young men and women. So thank you, Justin Des Moines, and the great people at Des Moines Chiropractic. UFP Parker, they are some great folks up there, and they urge you to log online and check out their job openings today, ufpi.com/careers. Again, a place where you go to get a career, not just a job. And I think that might just wrap it up, Doug. It does.
Okay.
Oh, and of course, Lernerville Speedway. Whether you're a Martin Truex Jr. fan or you like Brad Keselowski, you can be friends at Lernerville. You can find a way to coexist at Lernerville. So make sure you log online to see all the stuff that they have going on at Lernerville Speedway here as the fall months come upon us here in Western Pennsylvania. One more time for Aaron Lehman, for Doug Flanders. My name is Joe Rhodes. Thank you so much for spending your afternoon with us. We'll see you next time. Have a great rest of your week, and may no train pass you by.